I got a strange going on out here. Something just killed my dog.
Something killed your dog?
Hey everybody, welcome to the show tonight. Thanks for popping into our Saturday night live stream. We appreciate you. As always, I got my co-host, I got Mags. How's it going? Oh, she can't hear me. Maggie, can you hear me?
Having some technical difficulties. Hold on.
Okay. So anyway, you guys, a lot of people have said you haven't heard of the Otterman. A lot of people said you haven't heard of the Otterman, and you know that's okay. The Otterman is also known as the Kushtaka, and it is a southeastern Alaskan cryptid. I believe them to be true. My dad saw one when he was around 15, 16 years old when he was living in Alaska. Fred Rolls from Alaska, he has some amazing stories that people have told him about the Kushtaka. So we'll wait for a couple more people to get on in here, and we'll really get into it. But I just want to say, you guys, thank you so much for joining the chat tonight. You guys, this is going to be a good one. I don't know if we're going to be able to duplicate last Saturday's, but we're going to do our best. Just so you guys know, we do have a giveaway going. It is ending in 6 days. So if anybody would like to get in on that giveaway, you get a hat. And I'm going to throw in, I got some stickers now, guys. So I'll throw in a couple stickers. All you got to do is you join the show, meaning my channel, as a member. It's $2.99. With that, you get early access to a Saturday release, and all my members has already seen the new. Oh, here he goes, racing. He's dropping bombs already, folks.
Oh, Ray's at it already.
He is. He's already at it. He's already at it. But yeah. So if you guys join the channel, $2.99. You get early access to a Saturday release, and you get your name into a drawing. Now, if you have had a gifted sub or a gifted membership in the past and it's since expired, your name is still in the running to get one of the hats. So with that being said, everybody, thank you for coming in. JP, Kristen, Ray Stings.
Good to see all you guys. Steamboat.
Yeah, Steamboat, Robbie, Natalie, all the way from Scotland. So see who else we got in here. Katrina, hi from North Dakota. See, I got
North Dakota, beautiful.
Yeah. And I'm going to let you guys know, probably like within a few days, the Mysteries and Cryptids website is going to be live. And you ask, what is Mysteries and Cryptid website? It is the website that Josh from Mysteries Unknown and yours truly from the Cryptid Podcast have come together because we're like bros. And we are going to bring both of our channels to that website, which means we'll still be here on YouTube. We're not going to take that away from anybody. But what we're going to do is we're going to try to put everything in one area for you. We're going to have a store. We're going to have a bunch of other stuff. We're going to have a member section. There will be a membership to it if you want to be a member of the website. And we're looking to get you guys two podcasts for the price of one. So we got a new person in here from Fort Lauderdale. This is my first visit to your channel.
Welcome.
Well, thank you so much. You coming in on a good night. We're going to be talking about the Otterman. Yes, Cryptid Podcast merch. Absolutely. You guys, I'm going to tell you right now. Hold on one second. Stand by. I got to show you something. Hold on.
Good stuff coming at you guys. Thanks for being here with us tonight. It sure is good to see all of you.
All right. I thought I was going to have to run upstairs, but I didn't have to. So if you guys can see these. So here's the first sticker that I have.
Oh, I love it.
So that's a vinyl sticker. You can put it on your water bottles. You can stick it on your car window if you want to. I'm not telling you what to do, but so here's the first design. And here is the second design.
Oh, I like them both. That's hard
There
to
we
choose.
go. And I also have, which is pretty cool, I have now a business card.
Oh,
And what's good about that is,
sticker steamboat. Well, he's got them.
there you go.
QR code.
QR codes in the back. So whenever you guys, I'm going to try to hand these out to
Hello,
some people.
Natalie. Welcome back.
Maybe send some people some business card or whatnot, then carry it with you.
Take my money, she says.
Well, at first, I got other stuff in the works, you guys. Seriously, I've worked on designs for hats. I'm working on designs for t-shirts, hoodies. I'm also working on designs for patches. So if you look up in the upper right-hand corner of the channel, that is my new logo, and I'm going to put that on a patch so people can put them on whatever you want to. Doesn't matter. So,
my hoodie.
All right. So who is ready to get in to this topic of the Otterman? Who is ready?
I'm
Anybody
excited
ready?
to learn more about the Otterman, Daniel.
It's crazy. I'm telling you right now, it's crazy. It's a lot scarier than I thought.
I love all things Alaska. That's like my dream destination to end up in life would be to retire to Alaska. But
where do I find this delightful merch right now? Pork chops and applesauce. No, you can't find this merch right now, but I promise you guys, it's going to be available for you guys. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. All right. Hello to all I missed. All right, you guys, here we go. We're going to talk about the Kushtaka. I've got 5 stories for you guys, and then we're going to talk about the Hairyman as well. So this first story
to hear about shapeshifters.
Well, that they are. That's what they're believed to be. So
this
this is not a skinwalker, you guys. So get that out of your head. Kushtaka / Otterman is not Bigfoot. It is not a skinwalker.
Not Dogman.
It's a completely different cryptid. So here we go. The Devil Creatures of Thomas Bay, as told by Charlie. I want you to know what happened to me up there in Thomas Bay. And here we go. But don't say I didn't warn you. It was the spring of 1900, early May, I reckon. I'd been in Wrangell for a couple of years, poking around claims, trade rumors. A native man, Clinkett, I think that's how you say it.
Clinkett, yes.
Older than the trees. To me, there was gold up in Patterson River. He said that if I followed the old trail up to the ridge near S-shaped lake, I'd find quartz so rich it bleed gold. But before I left, he looked at me in the eyes and he said, "Don't stay long and don't follow the voices." At the time, that really didn't mean much to me. I set out alone, packed up my canoe, headed through Frederick Sound, paddled into Thomas Bay, the place the locals called the Bay of Death. They said that an entire Clinkett village had gotten wiped out by a landslide back in the 1750s. But gold is gold, and I was too stubborn to listen to ghost stories. I camped near the tree line just off the sickle-shaped lake. Something was wrong from the start. There weren't any birds, no bugs, no sounds at all. Really just dead quiet, like the trees themselves were holding their breath. On the 3rd morning, I found it. A quartz outcrop riddled with gold, enough to make a man rich. Chipped off a few pieces and stuffed them in my pocket and started heading back to camp. That's when I heard it. At first, I thought it was a baby crying, faint, coming through the fog that was rolling off the lake. I stopped and I listened. It sounded closer. Then a woman's voice. "Charlie." It was soft, almost kind. But I was 50 miles from the nearest woman, and no one knew I was up here. I backed away. My boots squelched in the moss, and that's when I saw them. They stepped out from between the spruce trees, short, hunched back little things, maybe 4 feet tall, covered in wet, patchy hair, long arms, clawed hands, faces that looked like some curse, a cross between a man and an otter. But it was the smell that hit me the hardest. Rot, salt, death, all tangled into one wave of nausea. I froze. One of them tilted its head, its lips peeled back. The thing grinned. Then they charged. I bolted, dropped my pick, nearly lost my footing on the slick rocks. I could hear them behind me, snarling, chattering, and even laughing. I swear to God, they were laughing like people, only off, like something imitating laughter with no soul behind it. They were faster than they had any right to be. I felt claws rake across my back. It tore through my coat like it was paper. Something grabbed my pack and yanked. It snapped loose, sending me face first into the mud. I didn't stop. I didn't look back. Somehow, I made it to my canoe. I launched it into the bay without even untying the stern rope. Paddled blind, half hysterical, until my arms gave out. I spent the night drifting on the water, rocking under the black sky with fog curling like fingers over the surface. I got back to Wrangell days after, half-starved, clothes shredded and bleeding. Folks asked me, what happened? I told them, devil creatures. I told them to stay the hell away from Thomas Bay. But no one believed me. Not really. But I never went back. Not for gold, not for anything. And sometimes, when the wind's just right and the fog rolls in, I still hear that voice. I hear that cry. Charlie. What did y'all think of that?
That was spooky. Daniel, you read the shit out of that. That was good. You gave me chills. That was great.
You guys, what do you guys think?
I think they're scary. Really scary, really.
Natalie, I'm lifting both my feet onto the bed.
Yes. I was just like, I'm making sure mine are tucked up under myself.
Look at Ray. No, not
The
scared.
lights are going on, says 73 Lair Bear. That was
You guys,
a good story.
You know, I just want to try to bring, the best quality thing in here. Here's the thing, the interaction that, yes, this is, you guys, all these are true stories. These are all documented stories.
You can find them on the internet. You can Google them.
Yep. I do a lot of research. I can make you guys up. I can make up a story. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to give you guys, probably the best stories that I can possibly bring you guys. And again, it's not, I've been working all week on this.
That you read that great. It was fantastic.
Well, I appreciate that. It's not that
thank you, Chavez.
Chavez, thank you. It's not that I'm just going to give you guys, what I find. I got to research it. I've got to have some validity to it. So
Ray's at it again.
Look at Ray. There's an old saying, don't F around and don't. Yeah, that's true.
Find out, just go. Yeah.
That's truth. But so what do you guys think? Let's do like a little question and answer after each show or after each story. Yeah. Any questions? What do you guys think? Let's see. I wonder how long he kept that all to himself before he wrote that down. Now, again, this happened around the 1900s. So I'm not really sure. I wish I knew, and a lot of these things I wish I could find newspaper articles for, and there are some newspaper articles available for some of the stories that we do come across. Not necessarily just for this episode, but other ones. But the thing is, I don't want to be shelling out a bunch of money to get a subscription to something that I'm only going to
Hear the
read one
same old
time,
stuff.
you know? So again, I've had a couple people ask me, you know, to do certain things, and I had a person who's from North Dakota. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be looking for some more stuff in North Dakota. So I'm going to try to find some people from North Dakota to share their stories. Dano the Mano.
I like
Thanks,
that.
guys. That's awesome. Thank you, guys. All right. So what do you guys think of the first story? What do you think?
I loved it. It gave me chills.
They
That
get
was
scarier.
awesome. I like the description of the smell, death and rot and
Salt.
salt. Yeah, salt. Well, salt.
Well,
Yeah.
river otters are cute, but okay. So here's the thing, Greasebag. When I first was talking about the Kushtaka, when I asked about it, I asked, I asked a person who knows firsthand, and it's Fred Rolls from Subarctic Alaskan Sasquatch. I think that's his channel. I butcher his channel all the time. So what I asked him, I go, so the Kushtaka, is it like the river otters? And he's like, no, not the river otters. And I go, are you telling me like the sea otters, the furry, cute, lovable little sea otters
roll
that
their little rocks around and look how cute?
And crack the shells and then and hold their babies? And he's like, yeah, exactly.
Hold hands, so they don't get blasted.
And I go, are you serious? He's like, yeah. I go, well, it doesn't sound scary. He's like, oh, it's terrifying. Because you understand, these guys are tricksters, and these guys are
malevolent little guys.
Yeah,
they're not very nice.
They will lead you to certain doom, really.
Because, lead you into despair with mimicry.
Oh, they're huge mimicry. So let me tell you guys my dad's story. So I'm sure I've said it maybe a couple times on here, but so when my dad was about 15 or 16 years old, he lived in Ketchikan, Alaska. And I think that story's from Canada. No, that's from Alaska. As far as I know, it's from Alaska. But if it's in Canada, it's in Canada. But the Kushtaka is a southeastern cryptid. So my dad was living in Ketchikan, Alaska, and he's about 15, 16 years old, and they had property behind their house. And so what they did is they
Krista,
hey,
we certainly
Krista,
will.
Yep, absolutely, 100%. We'll be sending some prayers. So what he did was he was going out back, pulling a wagon to get some firewood. Now, people who've never cut firewood, you tend to cut a bunch of firewood and you stack it in place where you cut it down, and then you'll bring so much back. So then what you do is you go back and you pull some. So my dad would go into the woods to get firewood. Then I later found out he was going back there to smoke a cigarette so he wouldn't get caught. So as he's going back, he's walking through the woods and he's coming on the straight part of this path, and this path bends around to the right. And as he's getting ready to light a cigarette, he looks up and he sees a man walking towards him. And he stops and he looks and he tells me, he goes, I'm thinking, why does this guy he's in my property? You know, this is my family's property. What's this guy walking through our woods for? So the guy gets closer and gets closer. My dad says he's got like this eerie feeling. And he said this guy walked up to him and he looked disheveled. And he walked like right next to my dad. And he goes, do you got a cigarette? And my dad just fumbled with his pack of smokes and handed him 2 cigarettes. And he said the guy kind of went like this, kind of like nodded, like, thank you. And my dad, my dad was a fantastic whistler. He could whistle too. You would know what he was whistling. That's how good he was. And so when he was walking through the woods, he was whistling and stuff. And so he gave this guy the 2 cigarettes and the guy, like, thank you, and then walked away. And my dad said he got about 10 feet behind him. And my dad followed him, and he was watching him. As he turned around, the guy stopped and kind of looked over his right shoulder, and he goes, you know, you shouldn't be whistling in the woods because you don't know what's out here. And that freaked my dad out. So my dad's watching this guy, and the guy walks down the pathway, and he turns to the left to go into the woods. Now, these woods were not dense. They were sparse. So you could see through the woods. You could see somebody walking around, right? He said, I'm watching this guy, and he just disappears. So my dad didn't bring wood back. He ran back to the house and went in. It freaked him out. He didn't want to say anything to my grandparents. So he goes into the shower and he starts taking a hot shower, right? As he's taking a shower, he's got soap on his face. He's washing his face and his hair, and he hears something scratching on the window. He could hear it scratching on the screen of the window. And it freaked my dad out, and he runs out. Now, my dad's in his birthday suit. He goes running out, screaming. And little did he know, from the time that he came into the house and into the shower to the time he jumped out of the shower screaming, that their pastor, his wife, and their daughter, who was around the same age as my dad, had came and visited my grandparents at the house. So here's my dad in his birthday suit standing before the pastor, the pastor's wife, and the pastor's daughter. But after they calmed everything down, my dad told my grandfather what he had, what had happened, what he had seen. And so they called one of the elders from the tribe. Now, back in this day, Ketchikan was not what it is today. It was more of like a village kind of. And so the village elder came in and he explained to him what was going on. And they went out back and were looking around, and they said it was him. It was him.
That's
So,
horrifying.
yeah, that is horrifying.
I'd need another shower to clean up my backside.
Exactly. Wade, thank you so much, man.
Thank you, Wade.
Again,
You're right. It is what we do here. We take care of each other and pray and wish the best.
Absolutely. And thank you so much, for everybody showing up tonight. Thank you for, being here.
Yeah,
everything else,
with us, because I'm sure you probably have other things you could be doing on a Saturday night.
The other story was 2 guys in Alaska picking up trash. One guy was towards the woods. When the first guy looked down the area, he saw a guy with him below areas. I'm going to look up. I have to look. I love finding out on these stories. But as I was saying, you guys, I just want to say thank you. You just being here is enough. But everything you guys do extra, man, I truly, truly appreciate it. I thank you so much. I can't rank anybody over the other one. I just want to say I'm so grateful for everybody. I'm friends with all of you guys. While you guys are doing this, if you can you please share this, get this out there so people can pop in. Anybody give them a call, say, hey, I'm watching a podcast. They're live right now. It's going to be a good time. And who knows, we might start talking about clothes we wore back in the 80s.
Right.
What was your hair? You know what? Let's just kick it off. So what was your hair? Mags, what was your hair doing in the 80s?
Oh, it was probably like this tall, and my parents probably had stock and Aquanet.
Oh, I had Aquanet as well. Because I
smelled faintly of Marlboro's, Aquanet, and Boone's Farm in the 80s.
Well, I didn't smoke, but Boone's Farm or Mad Dog was awesome.
Oh God, Mad Dog.
Dude, what's going on, man?
Thank you. Wow, guys.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. But I had long hair down about maybe 2 inches below my shoulders. And I'd have girls in class that used to brush my hair.
Brush your hair. Yeah, I had, the huge hair.
They were jealous of my hair because my hair was, I'm telling you, I had more hair care products than my mom did. I did the VO5 like strippers and the hot oil treatments, and there was only
you were slick on the hair. The girls loved you.
Oh, I'm telling you, it was
had better hair care than they did.
It was beautiful, long blonde hair, blue eyes, and either polo or Drakkar.
Oh Lord.
I'm
They
telling you.
smelled you before they saw you.
Oh, I'm telling you. And then I tried my best to get, I mean, I had a job, so I made sure I had cool clothes. Man, look at you. Racings is just
Look at
dropping
them.
bombs. I wish I had little sound effects that I could, like, whenever someone does that, it's like
Yeah, like-
bombs.
We need sound
They all drop
effects.
up. Yeah, it'd be cool. So, but yeah, I had a lot of good times in high school, and
Oh, I did too. Probably way more good times than I
yeah,
should
for
have.
sure.
But it was memorable. I was the youngest of 5 by 12 years. By the time I came around, my parents were like, "Screw it, do what you want."
I was the oldest, so. All right, you guys, here we go. My husband still wears Drakkar. I even still wear Drakkar. I wear Drakkar. My wife's like, "Oh no, take that to work." Blah blah blah. I'm like,
Take it to work.
yeah, she does like it when I wear it, so I love wearing it though. All right, you guys, here we go. Wow, Chris, look at you.
The comments are great. Forget the white rain hairspray. Oh yes, you're right, Wade. White rain.
Mine was Aquanet, 100%.
Long
Krista,
hair.
thank you
for-
so much. Thank you so much.
Lagerfield says fig.
Racing's very cool. Yes, the gifted subs. Thank you so much. If you've been gifted a gifted sub, you know it's Racing. He's the man. We have a
Yeah,
couple of people that do, but I'll tell you right now, Racings comes in and he just drops bombs. So I had a mullet later, like my senior year. I had more of a mullet, so I kind of cut the hair a little bit, but other than that, okay, you guys, we're gonna get on to story number 2. This story number 2 is called "The River's Edge Lure," a firsthand account by a Tlingit elder. This story is not something I share lightly, but if it keeps even one child from following voices that don't belong, then it's worth telling. I was just a boy then, maybe 9 or 10, living in our village near Wrangell, along the river that cut through the spruce trees like a silver knife. It was early summer. The salmon hadn't quite run yet, but the elders were already talking about the fog, how it had come early and not too thick. That day, my cousin and I were sent to pick berries. Not far, just along the slopes above the river bend. My grandfather was nearby, setting traps and keeping an eye on us. Everything was quiet. Too quiet. The wind had stopped in the trees. I remember thinking that it was strange not to hear birds, not even a squirrel. Then we heard it. A voice, soft and clear, drifting up from the river. Anushi. Anushi. Come here. It was my name. And it was my grandmother's voice. I turned fast. I knew that voice. She's singing to me. When I was sick, she would hum when she cleaned the fish. But when I looked at my cousin, his face had gone pale. He whispered, "She's not down there. She's at the longhouse." But again, the voice came. Anushi. This time it was closer. I started walking towards the sound. My cousin grabbed my sleeve and tried to stop me, but I shrugged him off. The river wasn't far, just past the willows and over a low rise. I told myself maybe she needed help. As I stepped closer, the fog thickened. It didn't roll in like it normally does. It was just suddenly there, curling between the trees like it had a mind of its own. I could barely see the ground. I remember the moss under my feet and the cold coming off of the water. Then I saw the shape. It looked like my grandmother. Same shawl, same height, facing away from me, standing on the riverbank. But she wasn't moving, just still, watching the current. I opened my mouth to call out, but then she twitched. Her arms jerked wrong, like a puppet pulled by strings. And then her head turned, not all the way, just enough for me to see that it wasn't her face. The thing had a long, wet snout. Its mouth, too wide, with small, pointed teeth. Its eyes were round and black, like a river otter's. Its skin or fur, maybe, shimmered in the fog like it was wet. But it wore her shawl. Still looked like her until she smiled. Then everything went dark. They told me I was gone for almost 2 days. My uncle found me sitting in the shallows, naked, mumbling to myself, staring straight ahead. I didn't know where I was. I didn't remember getting there. But I do remember the smell. Like wet animals and seawater, and the eyes watching me. The elder said I was lucky. She, the Kushtaka, let me go. That maybe it tried to change me, but something stopped it.
Oh, shit.
My grandfather burned cedar and eagle down around me for days. I wasn't allowed near the river again for a long time. Even now, I don't walk too close to moving water when the fog sets in, because I know what I saw, and I know it wears the voices of people you trust. So if you ever hear your name from the riverbank, especially when you know no one should be there, don't answer. Don't follow. Because it won't be someone you know. It'll be something else. And that's it.
Ooh. Something calling my name, huh?
Mm-hmm. Tammy Johnson, hello. Everybody, thank you for coming in. You guys, now I can't see what's being said. I see Maggie over here giggling.
Oh, sorry. There's some pretty fun stuff going on over here.
But I can't, because I have everything up on a document, so I can sit there and read it to you guys. So, but again, thank you so much. I love the interaction that's going on in the channel. I'm just kind of strolling up.
Ray's at it again. Another 5.
Robo,
Ray,
what's up, buddy?
thank you.
I like Robo coming in. Robo, we have a special relationship. Done.
Tammy, hi. Welcome back. You've been busy.
Look at Racings. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that.
You see the milkman's here to say hello. Hi, Jeff.
Austin, what's going on, buddy? So, all right. What do you guys know? What'd you think about that one? I wonder. See, well, here we go. I wonder what his elder meant when he said it didn't turn you. That's really creepy stuff. Yeah, I wish I knew even more about it, because you guys, here's the thing though. Anybody who knows someone who's Native American and they know these things or about these things, they're very tight-lipped. They're not going to talk it, because they believe if you speak its name or you speak about it,
yes.
Yeah, you're a beacon, and they
manifestation by thought. Yes,
they don't want that bad juju. So, but what do you guys think of that story?
I loved it. This like a scary little dude, your Kushtaka.
He is very. Again, Jeff, what's up, buddy? I remember when my dad. I remember when my dad told me, when he told me his. Look at Ashes. He's coming in here. Here's the Boom Boom Room. What's up, buddy?
That. That's cool. I love the name, the Boom Boom Room.
That's his podcast. It's pretty cool. But when my dad told me his story at first, I just laughed. I thought it was hilarious. I thought my dad was just telling me just a stupid story.
Blowing smoke up your backside.
I'm like, oh, whatever, Dad. Yeah, that's scary, the Otterman. And then a few years later, he had a friend of his who was a Tlingit, and he was friends with him when they were kids. And I was probably nope, not a skinwalker. I do not want nothing to do with skinwalkers. But so I my dad introduced me to this guy, and he goes, hey, John, tell my son about the Kushtaka. And I'm like, ha, 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 and I started laughing. And John was like, that's not anything to laugh about. Nothing
Serious
at
business.
all. So, has anyone ever heard of a marsupial man? See, he's just talking crazy now.
I just can't. Didn't the Howling do the Attack of the Marsupials or some crazy shit in number 10 or 12 or 13?
The what?
Didn't one of the Howling movies do like the Attack of the Marsupials?
Oh, I don't
Where all
know.
the werewolves look like Steven Tyler from Aerosmith?
I don't know. 9 Mile, what's up, buddy? Hey, how's Kimmy doing, man? She doing good? 9 Mile's my buddy from work.
Hello.
All right, you guys ready for another one?
All right, what you got?
All right, before we do this, you guys, just let you know I am running a giveaway. There are 6 days left in the giveaway. On the 25th, it will be done. Around the 26th, 27th time frame, I will be doing a drawing for that. It's going to be a hat, and it's going to be, wait a second here, and you will get one of each of these stickers. Okay, again, guys, it's not much. It's not much, not right now. So what I'm saying is that good things are coming. Good things are coming. So I'll be doing things like probably once a quarter, I'll be doing like a giveaway pack where it could be like a couple stickers, a hat with my logo on it, a t-shirt, things like that. Yeah, stuff like that. Also, just be aware or be advised in the next couple of days, I believe, I know Josh and I are going to be working probably tomorrow night on it. So I want to say within the week, we are going to be launching, you know what, I'm going to see if I can email it to myself and then put it on here. So give me a second, guys. Mags, take control.
All right. Well, guys, all right. So let's take a look here. I got to catch up with chat because there's been a lot of fun stuff. You guys are having a good time in here tonight. Keep it going. Let's see. Jeff Yarrington says he sent you his YouTube link.
I will. You sent it to me an email?
He just said, Dan, I sent you my YouTube link. Jeff, how'd you send it? Yes, and they are pretty cool stickers. Let's see. Have the merch, Dano.
I'll check the email, but I looked earlier and I didn't see one from you, Jeff.
Oh, thank you, Steamboat. I enjoy being here with all of you too. Thank you. Stickers. Hi, Ray. Thank you. Messenger, he says, Daniel, Ray, or Jeff does.
I'll look again, but I did not see it pop up in Messenger.
Good night, Ray. Thank you.
Ray, you out of here, brother?
Looks like you might be taking off.
Ray, that dude works so hard, man. Ray,
hi, Pixie.
Ray, if you're leaving, you know, bud, please get some good rest. And thank you so
for
much
all
for
you do for all of us.
Okay, almost done, guys.
Let's see here. Steamboat. Let's take a look.
Okay, you guys ready? I'm taking control of the helm.
All right. Have the combat.
Are you guys ready? So, very shortly, and I hope within the next few days, that Josh and I will be launching
Mysteries and Cryptids.
Mysteries and
That looks awesome. I love the cover art.
So there we go.
Ooh.
And with that, you guys, it will have a shop. We'll have we'll have links to where you can click on, and it'll bring you straight to our channel, my channel or Josh's channel. We are going to possibly be doing a members only podcast on here. We're going to have blogs. We're going to have like the Cryptid Circle or Cryptid Corner. We'll do something, where Josh puts in some stuff. We're talking about doing newsletters, things like that. We're going to do like a monthly recap of people that we've had on the show, what we think, what was one of our favorite episodes of each other's. And just, we're going to have quite a few things on there. So you guys look for this, and we will definitely let it, we'll put it out on both of our channels, and hopefully we'll get you guys be parts of Mysteries and Cryptids. So this has been a long time coming. We've really been working at it. We've been doing a lot of brainstorming on what we could bring you, what we should, what we can offer you guys. And the best thing we want to do, guys, for you guys is give you guys the best possible product that we possibly can. I'm the reason I'm coming out slowly with merch is because I'm trying to find the right balance of quality products. Okay. With quality products, and that's not going to break the bank. That's my biggest concern, is I don't want it to be so expensive for me to get done, and then I got to turn around and jack the prices up on it, because that's just not what I'm about. I don't want that to happen. So that's what we're going to do. And yes, we're going to do we're possibly going to do merch about with that page as well. So we're going to have it. We're going to love doing it, and we're going to do our best to keep growing within this community and bring you guys everything we possibly can. Again, because we truly appreciate you guys, and if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing today. So we owe all of this to you guys. So, all right. Here we go. Let's bring up another story. All right. This one is called The Frozen Lake Incident. People ask why I don't hunt anymore. Why I sold. Let me go here. Well, where'd it go? Hold on a second here. So people ask why I don't hunt anymore. Why I sold my rifles, and why I won't sit back in the woods. Well, this is why. I don't care if you believe me or not. I know what I saw. It was a winter of 2007, early February. I remember that because it had been colder than usual. So cold, the lakes froze thicker than I'd seen in years. I live near Cack, Alaska. Been out there most of my life hunting, just part of how we live. Moose, caribou, small game. We know the land. We know what's normal. That day was not normal. Gosh bless America. Okay. My buddies and I, 3 of us in total, decided to go ice fishing on a lake deep in the bush, maybe 10 miles out past the last access road. No cabins out there, no cell service, just silence and snow. We got to the lake mid-morning. The sky was a flat gray color, thick with low clouds. The kind of cold that makes your breath feel like it might freeze in your throat. We cut some holes and set some lines, hunkered down with a portable shelter and a thermos of coffee. It was a good day. Until I had to take a leak. I walked off about 50 yards to the tree line, just out of sight of the others. I was standing there, finishing up, when I got that feeling. The one. The one that tells you something's not right. That ancient part of your brain starts to fire off alarms. The forest was still, unnaturally still. No birds, no winds, and not even the crack and creaking of ice. That's when I saw it. Something was standing just past the first row of trees, tall, too tall. It was hunched forward, like it was crouching slightly to duck under a low limb. But it must have been at least 7 feet tall in that posture. It was covered with wet, dark fur, not black, more of a slick brownish gray, like it had just come out of the lake. Its arms were long, unnaturally so, hanging past its knees, and the fingers. They were long, clawed, and webbed. But what got me the most were its eyes. It didn't move, it just stood there and stared. Its eyes were yellow, faintly glowing, not like headlights, but like lights reflecting off an animal in the dark. Only there was no light, and they didn't blink. I took a step back and it tilted its head. Not like a curious animal, more like a person trying to understand a threat. Or a toy? I couldn't move. My brain just froze. Like my body couldn't process what I was seeing. It didn't look quite human, but it didn't look like a bear either. The way it stood, the posture, it was like it was trying to intimidate me. It was trying to imitate a man, but hadn't quite figured it out. Then it did something I'll never forget. It mimicked my own steps. I stepped back again, and it mirrored me. Same pace, same rhythm, not moving forward, just mirroring, like it was mocking me. I turned and ran, full sprint back to camp. I didn't even look back. The other two thought I'd been attacked by a wolf or something until they saw my face. I couldn't speak for several minutes. When I did, I told them what I saw. One of them laughed nervously. The other just nodded quietly and slowly. Then he said that he had heard stories growing up. It was called the Kushtaka, the Otterman. We packed up and got out of there. None of us really fished for the rest of the trip. That night, back at my cabin, I couldn't sleep. I kept hearing something outside, snow crunching, then a knock on the back wall, and then my name, James. It was my own voice
Ooh,
coming from outside.
that's creepy.
James, come outside. But I didn't. I didn't even breathe. I just sat there all night with my rifle, staring at the door, praying for daylight. After that night, I started hearing the voices more often, just every now and then. Always when I was alone, always when I was near water, and sometimes I'd find webbed prints in the snow, trailing towards my cabin, and then vanishing. I stopped hunting after that. I sold my guns. I moved closer to town,
I was gonna say, I think I'd sell my house.
and people still ask why. And I just say, I listened to the river, and it listened back.
That's scary shit. That's all I got to say. That's scary shit.
Yeah, honestly, the Kushtaka is, I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you.
It's the level of spook that's, for me, kind of right there with Dogman, but so much is, well, nothing's known about any of them really, but we know so little about the Kushtaka that that element of fear is very healthy.
Well, see, here's the thing, you guys. Us here in the lower 48s, yeah, we don't know. We don't know a lot of things about cryptids up in Alaska, because most of the people that live in Alaska, I want to believe, are First Nation. They're Native Americans. And this is their folklore. They have stories that date back hundreds and hundreds of years of this.
Man.
And they're not they don't openly talk about these things. And if they do talk about them, they're not going to talk about it to you or me.
No, they'll
They're
stick within
gonna
their own tribal members.
they're gonna keep it with the natives.
Steamboat, you're correct. There's a lot of people missing from Alaska.
Well, I think there's a lot of people missing from Alaska because you have people that go up there that have no clue what they're doing.
They're romancing the stone. You're going to live off the land, but the land's going to live off of them.
And they're going to run into a big grizzly bear who's going to eat them. That's what happens. So, like, what is the motive to lure humans? What do they want from us? Dude, they don't want nothing.
Feed on your fear.
Yeah, they want to kill you. They say it says they will lead you to your death.
They're malevolent, so evil and mean. So.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's crazy. So,
Chavez, you're correct. Yes, imagine as a First Nations person investing that with a bow and arrow and an arrowhead for your defense.
Nope. Not at all. Not at all. You guys, I would tell you right now, we got a trooper with us tonight. We got Natalie. She's in Scotland, you guys.
Hello, Natalie. Oh, you're up late or early.
No, it's like in the AM right now.
Oh, so she's up early.
Yeah. Natalie, what time is it there?
Like 10 here, so 8 o'clock there.
We'll see. I know if it's 7:30. Well, it might be.
It's a 9-hour difference.
I guess I don't know. I know she said earlier it was. My family came from Arkansas. It's 3:21 a.m. That's what I'm talking about. 3:21. All right, you guys ready for another one?
Of course.
All right, let's bring this bad boy up. This one.
That's what it's talking to me about. Especially in your own voice.
This one is called the Camp Disappearance. I never wanted to come here, but that summer, money was tight. We needed fish. We needed cash. I thought bringing the boys out onto the river would help. Instead, it almost broke me. And this comes from Mark Delaney, an amateur trapper in Baranof Island, Alaska, summer of 1983. I've been trapping here a few seasons, so I knew the river trails and secret blanket berry patches. That July, I brought my 2 nephews, cousins, out to teach them the trade and maybe earn a little more money selling pelts. We set a simple camp on the east bank of the river, a few miles outside Sitka. The first 2 nights were quiet. We had a small fire. I told them old tales of Sasquatch and killer storms. They were eager kids, laughing in the firelight. Then on night 3, about 2 a.m., my youngest nephew woke me. He said he could hear his older cousin calling from the woods. At first, I thought it was just sleepwalking, kid's dream. But this voice, it was too clear, too close. In the darkness, I heard him call, "Uncle Mark!" over and over, and my blood froze. We stepped out of the tent into a swirling mist. The forest was thick with fog. Even the embers of the fire smelled damp. I called, "Tommy!" But only the river answered. I followed the voice upstream. Kid sounded no more than 100 yards away, but the fog swallowed my lantern light. I yelled his name again, "Tommy!" Nothing but echo. When I finally disturbed a sound, was it a bird? A branch snapping? I spun the lantern and saw footprints. Footprints, but not of a deer or a bear. These were outright human-like, but with deep, webbed impressions between the toes. They vanished into the brush. Panicked, I raced back to the camp, and the camp was empty. Their packs are still by the tent. I threw rocks into the darkness, screaming their names, and waited until dawn. At first light, I searched downstream and then upstream. Tracks ended at a bend in the river. My nephew and cousin vanished. We found the older boy's parka shredded on the brush. No blood, but the tears looked fresh. Days later, a man spotted a figure walking upright near the riverbank, half hidden in the mist. He described furried legs and a matted coat, but walking like a man. He waved, and the figure turned. A horrid, otter like face with dull, beady eyes. Then it vanished into the trees. The man, well, he didn't stick around, and neither did I. The only thing we recovered were the boys' parka, which had been shredded, those strange, webbed footprints, the kids' voices echoing in the night, calling from the empty woods. I called to the Forest Service. They came and looked and left. No trace, no bodies, nothing. All I know that it was not a bear nor a wolf. Something else was out there. Something that walked like a man on two legs and then disappeared on four. They say the Kushtaka. I don't know, but my boys are gone. And I swear, sometimes at night, I still hear Tommy whispering, Uncle Mark,
Oof.
from the river's edge.
Okay, your stories are getting scarier.
That's scary
Yeah.
and it's sad.
Yeah, I have tears here. I know I'm an old sap, but geez.
So
And
yeah,
it's
that's
scary as hell.
so what do you guys just thought on that?
The whole webbed feet thing. Krista asked, do you think that's maybe more lizard man, the webbed feet? But otters have webbed feet.
Yeah. Yep, otters have webbed feet. And again, these are okay, here's my theory. Again, it's just simply my theory. Simply mine. I don't think lizard man could survive up in Alaska.
No, they're cold.
Too cold. Too cold. So yeah. Dan's whispers, bone chilling.
Yeah, you're telling that story well. I mean,
So
it's definitely scary.
that is definitely scary. You guys, again, like I said, I've spent all week working on these, trying to find the right ones.
You
Sometimes
found them, they're great.
stuff would just come up and it'd be like this, and this, and that was it. I'm like, well, how can I get a story out of that? That's dumb.
Oh, these stories are great.
So, but yeah, Beaver Man. You know what? Hey, Robo, I would not. Hey, 1776. I would not believe. I wouldn't doubt it if there was a Beaver Man. I wouldn't. I mean,
oh, absolutely not.
I mean, I just read a story earlier. A few months ago, we covered the sheep squatch. There is so
Sheep
many
squatch,
things out there. It's
squatch.
crazy. So, yeah. So that just makes me, when I do go up to Alaska, if I ever get up there, I'm not walking by any rivers. Well, we'll put it this way: if I get up and there's fog, I'm just gonna stay in my room. I'm just gonna stay.
You're not gonna leave because it's foggy here every day.
No, if I've got Wi-Fi, I got plenty of games on my phone. I got plenty of movies on my phone. I'll just sit there and play games and watch movies and take naps. I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
If I open up the shades,
Kushika starts scratching on your
yeah,
door.
well, then we're gonna have a problem because I will fight him. I will fight that thing. I will fight it.
Let's go fishing.
No, we ain't going fishing, partner.
We're not going fishing.
All right. Let's look at another story, read another story. What do we got here? Okay, this one is called The Cabin Visitor.
Ooh.
I still hear her voice some nights, but I know it wasn't her. I was working alone at a logging camp near the Yakutat Bay in late summer of 2014. The cabin was small but sturdy. Just me, some tools, and silence, save for the drizzle of rain. I'd been here for about a month. I cut 6-mile lines and had shipped out a load of timber. My wife was back in town, so I'd get a call every few days. That night, I missed her voice. It started after dusk. I was fixing the generator when I first heard it. Hey, sweetheart. Soft and clear. Okay, I'll do it. Hey, sweetheart. Soft and clear. I nearly dropped my wrench. My pulse jumped. It was her. Same pitch, same lit. I froze. Sarah? I called. Silence. Then the voice again, right outside the cabin door. Come see what I brought you. I grabbed my flashlight and rifle. I stepped outside. Rain spraying the logs, steps like static. I swung the beam across the white world. Nothing, no footprints, no gifts, just wet logs and shadow. I went back in, heart hammering, locked the door. But over the next 3 nights, it happened again. Her voice, soft, whispering, calling my name, James. I thought I was losing it. My hand shook. I couldn't sleep. My mind was scrambled. She couldn't be here. She was 100 miles away in town. On the 3rd night, I couldn't take it. So I cracked the door open and I swept the beam across the clearing. And there I saw it. A figure crouched just beyond the porch light, tall, hunched, fur soaked, dark brown, long arms, dragging. It stood slowly, webbed claws glistening in the night, or in the light. Its head turned, and in a frozen moment, I saw it. Yellow, glassy eyes reflecting back at me. No emotion, just eyes and darkness. I shot once into the ground. The thing screamed, a sickening, twisted sound, part woman, part animal, and then it vanished off into the woods. In the morning, I sent someone to check the perimeter. They found 3-toed webbed footprints frozen in the mud, trailing away from the cabin door. I left that night and I never went back. I sold my cabin and my gear. I told people I heard voices, but I never said what I actually saw. Now I sleep with my window open. What? So I can hear the wind. That what is not in the story. That's just me saying what.
I think I'd be getting bigger, stronger windows.
Because I'm certain something sat at my door that night. Something that sounded like someone you love, but it wasn't. What was it? And that's the last story of the Kushtaka.
That's scary. All these stories are great, but the common denominator is webbed toes and footprints.
Yeah, absolutely.
But was there any? Did anybody else indicate the number of digits on the feet? Because that one said 3-toed web feet.
I don't recall. I don't recall. Here's terrifying noises in the woods. My brain better sleep with the window open. Exactly. That's so. I would never do that. Nope. No Elmo. LOL. No Elmo. LOL. I love these stories. No Elmo.
Kristen does not like Elmo.
Yeah. Either does Sabrina. So.
No,
but yeah, it's crazy, you guys. Honestly, I don't know what I would do. Honestly, I don't know what I would do if something like that happened. You know?
Well, I wouldn't be sleeping with my windows open.
But I mean, I'm never sleeping with my windows open, especially after that. Exactly. Dan, your whispers could give Vincent Price a chills. Yeah. Come on, man.
Oh, you do. You like I said, the first story, you read the shit out of that. You doing awesome.
Well,
I refuse to open my door.
And I always keep the blinds closed. Yeah, there are some really creepy stories. So, but you guys, I have 3 more stories though, but they're not of the Kushtaka. They are the Alaskan Hairyman. And I'm trying to find Fred Rolls' encounters. Now, he's had multiple encounters with the Hairyman.
He's got some great stories.
Yeah, so I'm gonna text him and see if I can get some of his stories and stuff like that. So
can hear Dano outside my window at night in his Elmo voice.
Elmo's gonna get you. Be scared. Yeah, I don't think Vincent Price would be scared either. Vincent, man, that dude. That was a great laugh he had. All right, you guys, here we go. Let's talk about
The herring.
the Alaskan Hairyman. I just have 3 stories for you guys. This one is called Standoff at Black Spruce Creek. This is a story from Wyatt Lane, and it happened to him in 2015. When it stepped into the moonlight, all I could see were its jaws. Slowly it raised its head. The fire flickered across, amber eyes that did not blink.
Ooh.
I'd trek alone into the cedar spruce forest outside Sitka, bow in hand, aiming for that trophy-mounted salmon. Night had fallen hard. The campfire crackled in front of me, warmed against the chill that slipped through my parka. I was dozing in my chair, arrow rested on my knee, when I heard a slow, crackling snap, like someone gingerly placing their foot on dry needles. My heart skipped a beat. I caught my breath. I rested the flat of my hand across the deer hide quiver by my side and flicked my head towards the noise. 8 yards out, between 2 old spruce trees, something moved. I couldn't see it, but I only saw the shadow. Then it stepped out, at least 8 feet tall, shoulders wide as a canoe's bow. A black-brown fur coat of hair matted where it caught the firelight. Its form looked humanoid, except the legs. They were thick and muscular, built for walking upright. I couldn't see its feet, but the way it walked, barely disturbed the frost, told me that this was not human. We stared. Its amber eyes glowed like embers in the dark. Then it tilted its head like a curious child or a sentinel listening. I couldn't speak. I couldn't move. I just sat there watching. Minutes stretched like hours before it took a single step forward. Fingers curled around something, maybe a branch, and it dragged a small stick across the frozen ground, scratching a long line. It paused, cocked that massive head of its again, and stepped backwards, then slipped away into the darkness without a sound. In the morning, I circled the campfire. No smaller prints, only huge footprints ringed the pit. Fingers splayed like river otter tracks, but 15 inches long. I packed up. I didn't come back. That thing watches. That's it.
Mitten Man Aaron from Cadillac just jumped in. Hi there, Aaron.
Oh, hey, Mitten Man, I will more than likely be in Cadillac probably November time frame. Why? Because my son lives in Cadillac. So, yeah, absolutely. Flat Rock, what's up, Flat Rock? We got a bunch of great people popping in. You guys, thank you so much for coming in. Hey, Mitten Man, is this the first time you've ever seen a live stream on my channel? Anybody who's new and still in, kind of give me a 1. Let me know. Let's see here. Bro, come visit my coffee roaster. Out by coffee roasters. Is that like a coffee shop? I gotta write that down because is it like a small coffee shop? Hey, Mitten Man, Aaron, is it a small coffee shop that you run? Very good one. Oh, okay. I'll tell you right now. So when my wife and I travel, we look for small little coffee shops. Because we rather spend our money at a small coffee shop than go to, like, you know, Caribou or what's the other one? Starbucks or something like that. So I'm gonna write the name down of that. What's the name of your coffee shop again?
It's Owl Eye Coffee Roasters.
Owl Eye?
Mm-hmm.
Owl Eye Coffee Roasters. And you're in Cadillac, correct? Cool, man. Cadillac, Michigan. Let's do it again. Downtown Cadillac. I got you, bro. When we go there, I promise you, we will visit at least once. But I'm not a giant coffee drinker. I like a good cup of coffee every now and again. But I will tell you, my wife
I drink coffee.
loves coffee. She's a coffee fiend. A coffee fiend, I'm telling you. So I got you down right here. See, I wrote it down. Got you right there. I'm going. And I'll drop some stuff off for you as well, man. Yeah, and Mags, you're a coffee, you're a Michigan gal yourself.
I am. Yeah, I'm not that far from Cadillac, just a couple hours
good.
south.
You better go. I will
go. It's not far.
And show Aaron some love. And then you can give us a review. You can give us a review. You're from Saginaw, Michigan, bro. I was staying in Bay City, Michigan, which isn't far from Saginaw, because my daughter-in-law, she went to that college in Saginaw. So
Carrollton.
But yeah. All right, who wants another Hairyman story? Anybody? Or you just want me to we'll just end the live stream right now? No, I won't do that. I got a couple more stories for you guys, and then after we get done with the last story, this live stream will be about you guys. I want to talk to you guys. I want to hear from you guys. Okay, so here is this one. This one is called Russell in the Fox Den. This is from Annie Gray, 2018. I froze when I heard the low rumble, like a man growling, deep and guttural. When the cloaked head rose from the shadows, better to call it a silhouette under hair than anything else. I've been tracking fox dens on the icy slopes above Krestoff Sound, preparing for trapping season. My snowshoes hummed over the old snow, and I felt piqued in purpose. There ahead, tracks spread thin, like a faint trail in spruce. I crouched and closed my eyes to steady my breath. Out of the corner of my vision, movement. I looked up, and there it was, massive, crouched over that den like a hunter, over 7 feet tall, longer arms than mine, shrouded in damp fur. I froze. The thing snapped its head towards me, not casually and not angrily, but with undeniable intent. I caught the window between its fur and saw its jawline. 2 rows of blunt teeth emerged from the thick, wet hair. It snarled, low and violent. A rumble so deep it seemed to shake the mountain air. I stumbled, pulled up my rifle. The beast rose. It didn't charge, but its shoulder pivoted. Intimidating power is all I could see. Hesitantly, only a heartbeat, I squeezed off one round, but struck nothing. It paused, locked eyes with me. Human eyes? I couldn't tell. Then it turned and fled on 2 legs, moving faster than any bear should, spiraling up the slope and disappeared into the forest like a ghost. Its movement was so fast, so fluid, effortlessly it moved up the slope. I left the den there and I went home. Dreams of its amber eyes still haunt me today. I've stayed away from that area ever since. And then we'll do the last one here. This is called False Moon Howl. This happened in 2020. The howl nearly crushed me. It was like someone or something pretending to be a man in agony, and it was right at my door. I worked in a logging camp in Prince William Sound. I was alone that week, arranging timber cut lines. By
You're
11
begging for an accent, Dan. Sorry to interrupt you.
You guys, I can't do an Alaskan
Oh,
accent.
West
I can't-
Virginia accent.
I can't do it. I can't do a southern accent. Now it's funny. See, you guys get me in trouble with random people that jump on.
Oh, they get
And watch
pissy about you doing an accent because they think you're picking.
Oh,
on them.
they do. Oh, you're being disrespectful, people from the South, and you need to you need to stop talking like that with your fake accent because you making people look stupid. Listen, man, and I hope you watch this. You
do
darn
too.
right. I'm from West by God, Virginia. My mama's people's from there. I got kin all up in them hills in West Virginia. But here's the thing. Let's see. Hold on. We need Dano out in the field
Fine.
searching for these cryptids. No, Brad, I'm not going to go out in there because I'm not built like I used to be. Go out there.
My ass is too old to run from shit.
Exactly. I'm not running from nothing. I'm just going to lay down and let him beat me up. I'm just not going to do nothing.
You defeat again. But picture first.
Yeah. So, hey, stop. Don't beat me up. Let me go ahead. You sound like a troll of a mitten man. Only
Oh, yeah.
Michlanders will know.
Troll is, you're from the lower peninsula if you're a troll.
Oh.
You're under the bridge.
Oh, okay. So is there like something going on between lower Michigan and the UP?
Well, yeah.
Well, who's better?
Well, the trolls, of course.
Oh.
The lower.
Yeah, well, if I ever win, Mitten Man's a Uper. Hey, I love the UP. Honestly,
It's beautiful. I love it too. We spend a lot of time there.
I would move into the UP. I would want to buy one of those big plots of land that I see for sale and hope it's huge. And I would build my house all the way back as far as I can off the road. I don't want no one messing with me, period. All right, let me get back to the story. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, so I worked at a logging camp in Prince William Sound. I was alone that week arranging timber cut lines. By 11 p.m., the wind had dropped and the stars shone brightly as far. I just shut the cabin door when I heard it. Heavy breathing like a hunter outside. Oh, you have no idea. It was a hunter. You just don't know. My pulse roared. Then came the howl, a long, wrenching cry like a man calling for mercy, layered with something primal. I froze. I felt my body shaking. I pulled my Beretta from underneath my desk and eased the door open. That was your first mistake, you dummy. Moonlight soured the snow. Why would it sour the snow? And at its edge stood a tall shape, at least 8.5 feet tall, broad-chested, no furried snout. The silhouette was unmistakably human, yet the forearms were massive, dark fur and silky. Its hands were as wide as mittens. It reared up, snarled, and dropped on 4 limbs before charging the glass with a well so powerful it rumbled me inside. I squeezed off shoulder shots, not to kill, but to scare it off. One hit the porch. The creature leapt back, then cocked its head, and then it howled again, deep and ghostly, and then vanished beyond the tree line. In the morning, there were no footprints, just shattered branches lining the landing, and muddy webbed impressions pressed into the timber like thumbs left in wet cement. I packed up that day and I never looked back. Too many lies in the wind out there, and that howl, it lives in my chest. And that's it.
The howl, that would do it.
I mean, who in their right mind would bring a knife to a gunfight? Because that's what this guy did. All he had was a 9mm Beretta. I don't care.
Oh no, Thomas.
Who's got a pretty mouth? You better not say I got a pretty mouth. You don't know, dude. My national anthem is dueling banjos. I'll get dirty. I bring hands.
Paddle faster. I hear slides locking in.
Sandy, what's going on? Welcome back. Or welcome, I should say. Oh, 73's here. What's up, buddy? Lemon cake with vanilla ice cream. Are we talking about food now? What's going on? That's what I'm talking about.
Play some mean spoons.
Dude, I actually know how to play the spoons. And I know how to play the juice harp. Or the mouth harp. Some people call it mouth harp. Other people call it juice harp. Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey Sandy, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Banana pudding.
Banana pudding.
I'm not a big banana pudding type person. So yeah, so you guys, that was my Kushika stories.
They were great.
And imagine Elmo with a southern accent. I wonder if I can do that. Hold on, let me see here. Elmo's locking all you fellas.
Tickle me deliverance.
There you go. Yeah, absolutely. Natalie Dano. I got, let's see here. I got two hands, thunder and lightning. If thunder doesn't work, lightning will get you. Exactly. What was that one with who was it? Was it Will Ferrell? Oh no, who was it? Someone goes, if he wants to meet the Hammer Brothers, he will. Jack and Sledge, or something like that. And then I think it's Will Ferrell goes like Jack O'Malley and somebody. Yeah, he said he names his fist one name and another one. No, it's funny. Cold beverage. That tastes good. You're doing great, Dano. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, guy. So let's open it up to the chat. 48 people viewing.
Yeah, ask away.
Ask away. Let's ask some questions. Now I'm just gonna tell you the current group that we have in here, I know we don't have to worry about any stupidity. But if someone just popped in and this is open up for Q&A, I have quite a few of my moderators in here. And if you guys start getting stupid, if people in here starts asking inappropriate questions, then I've got some really awesome moderators in here that will cut you down real quick. Okay, do Morgan Freeman. I can't do Morgan Freeman.
But you can.
I can't. I've tried. I have tried. What about hot apple pie right out of the oven with a slice of cheddar cheese? What?
It's a Midwestern thing.
That's disgusting.
Sounds gross, but it's really not too bad.
I'm gonna grab a what? A brew? That's a Scottish thing. Natalie, you got to let me know what it is. Have you ever had haggis?
Ugh, just the sound of it.
No, it's good. It's good.
I don't know. Haggis and haggis kind of go right together.
You know what haggis is?
Oatmeal cream pie. Isn't it?
It's sheep's stomach.
Yeah.
Stuffed with like meat and potatoes or rice or something like that. Did you say your son lives in Cadillac? I wonder if I've met him ever. No. So he's just recently moved to Cadillac because his wife's family lives there. They live with her family. They would go back and forth from Bay City to actually not Cadillac, Boone. They live in Boone.
That's right.
So which is right next to Cadillac. We were in Cadillac, I want to say last November. And so Yeah, definitely gonna go. Worst thing I've ever heard of is the Canadians putting tomato juice in beer. What? Come on now.
I've had that. It's a red eye.
No, it's gross. Haggis is actually an animal from the Highlands of
Haggis
beautiful
is a
Scotland.
cryptid, says Steamboat.
Haggis is not an animal. Haggis is, if I'm saying it, haggis
Haggis.
is
Scottish,
sheep
right?
stomach. It's sheep stomach, from what I understand, stuffed with like meat and I think vegetables, potatoes. And someone asked, "What am I drinking?" I'm drinking some Mountain Dew, Diet Mountain Dew. Yeah, it's a red Solo cup, guys. But I'm sorry, I'll still lift you up. Let's have a party. Haggis. I'm
That's
gonna look it up.
Hagrid.
I'm gonna look it up. Jason has challenged me, and I'm going to look it up. What is haggis? That is not what I had. Okay, what is haggis? All right, are you ready? Are you ready, Jason? Here you
Yes.
go, buddy. Jason's he's a cool dude. Haggis is a savory pudding traditionally made of sheep's heart, liver, lungs, minced with oatmeal, suet, onions, and spices, and encased in animal stomach. It's a classic Scottish dish, often served with mashed potatoes and turnips. That's what I'm talking about. That sounds delicious. Sign me up. I will have some. I will have. And then someone said,
Where haggis?
exact. That's funny. You know, it's funny. Someone just put it here. Guinea pigs. You know, guinea pigs
They
are
eat
very,
those
very.
ones.
They're very tasty. Down in South America, I want to say it's like Argentina or something like that. But I know it's like Central South America. They eat it.
Like little Kobe beef. They just eat grass and stuff.
I don't know, but I can't do it. Can't do it.
You need a whistle pig.
That's what you call guinea pigs, whistle pigs.
Whistle pig. Yeah.
Yeah, Peru. That's right, Thomas. Peru. I just looked up wild haggis animals. Bro, I just looked up haggis and it gave me the food. Oh, that's gross. What's gross? Eating guinea pigs? I can't do that because I have friends of mine. I mess with my friends all the time. They have guinea pigs, or they had guinea pigs and rabbits.
Dinner.
And they're like, "Oh yeah, my rabbit's going crazy. It's running around. And I go, "Well, I can come over and take care of it for you." Like, what do you mean? I go, we'll put it in a pot and we'll make some stew.
Jeff Harrington, I've done it before.
Listen, you guys, I'm not talking about haggis animal. I'm talking about the food. I just read to you what the Scottish dish was. That's what I'm referring to. I don't care if what is it? Is it a goat? Is it a deer? Is it a pig? Is it sheep? What is it? Because if there is a haggis animal, I'm gonna make a special trip to Scotland and I'm gonna kill one with my bare hands and I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna slow roast it over a fire and I'm gonna put some rosemary in it and I'm gonna eat it. Donkey pepperoni, get out of here. That sounds awesome. It's a small ball of fur animal. I swear to God, if you two are messing with me, Jason and Steamboat, if you two are messing with me, we're gonna have a meeting of the minds. I think they're messing with me. Y'all getting on y'all causing you know it. Bear stew. You guys, I'll tell you right now. If it slithers, crawls, flies, fishes, or swims, whatever, I'll eat it. I have certain things though. I won't eat an animal like a dog or a cat. I won't do that. I'll eat bear. I've eaten kangaroo.
Yeah, Chavez, bear meat is very greasy.
Yes, but I love it. Oh, I love elk. Sweet. I love elk.
Elk is probably, I think, the best wild game.
I like buffalo. Bison. So good. So good. All right, you guys.
Star Trek.
I'm going to look it up now. And if it teleports, would you eat it? Yes. I absolutely would. I'm that kind of person. You know what? I'm going to try it. Life is too short not to try new things. I promise you two, if you guys are messing with me,
I'm gonna look it up.
Oh, you know what? You two, they're messing with me because it's a mythical creature, Scottish folklore, not a real animal. You two, you got me on a technicality. You guys got me with a technicality. I'm gonna get
You
you
are
guys.
the weakest link.
You got me. I'm the weakest link. Seriously, possum pie. Mhm.
Raw chicken, yuck.
Gross. You guys are killing me, man.
Groundhog, Jeff, yes. It's like little pot roast. Mitten Man, thank you.
Bro, man, thank you so much. Appreciate you, man. I promise you, man, I on my brother. On my brother. And everybody in the chat knows how special my little brother is to me. He passed away in 2016. He's always been my ride or die. He forever will be my ride or die. On my brother, we're gonna go to your coffee place. I promise you. That's funny. It's just like snipes here in the United States. Here in the let me take
my hair back with possum crack. Gross.
Okay, so check this. So Natalie, here in the United States, there's actually a bird called the snipe. There's an actual bird, but one of the jokes is they want you to go snipe hunting, and what they tell you to do is you get a paper bag, and you open the paper bag as you can get it as open as possible, and then you take a little like stick or a branch, and then you go out at night, and you tap the back of the paper bag, the bottom paper bag, to get the snipe to run into the bag, because they hear the noise and they said they're burrowing birds, that they live in burrows. And I'll never forget a few times that people try to tell me to go and go snipe hunt, and I'm like, you guys, I'm not stupid. I was born at night, but I wasn't born last night, so it's not happening. But okay, so you guys, okay, here we go. Good, Thomas, thank you so much. Any updates on Josh and his wife? Yes, there's updates. So I'm not going to reveal where they're living. They are currently working on getting a new apartment. Stacy seems to be getting better. Now it's not because, I mean, her getting better is not going to be overnight. It's just not going to be in a blink of an eye, and then all of a sudden, she's going to be better from one day. You know, like tomorrow, it's not going to be gone. This stuff is built up in her body over years, and her doctor is stating it can well be over a year for her body to completely detox from the mold toxicity. Now, just because her body detox from it does not mean that she's out of the woods, so to speak, because any more exposure to it could bring back symptoms. Now, this stuff really, really hits you hard if you have any pre-existing conditions, and it will just, make it even worse for you. But she's doing better. She had some rashes that she just couldn't get rid of, and those rashes are now almost gone. So they're seeing small improvements. She's getting a lot of fresh air. The air that she's getting actually helps with her recovery. So hopefully they'll be getting a new apartment really, really soon. Anybody who's donated to their hey, Chavez, will you go ahead and put that link up one more time? Anybody who has given to the GoFundMe, they thank you very, very much. Josh is so humbled by this, and this was a tough thing for him to admit to or to approve. I almost had to threaten him with bodily harm. Not that I would do it. He's a very humble person. He's a very, very he doesn't want to ask anybody for help. He'll willingly help anybody. He'll give you the shirt off your back or off his back and never ask for anything in return. That's the kind of person him and Stacy both are. But when it comes to them asking for help, they suffer in silence. That they won't ask for help. And I just said, man, enough is enough. You in the year and a half that I've known you, you've moved at least a dozen times, once clear across the country. So you know, you guys, it doesn't only hit them physically, it hits them emotionally. It also hits them financially. Their savings is drained and they've lost everything. And when I say they lost everything, they've lost everything. Josh just went back to Arkansas to try to salvage. You know what? I'll see. I'm gonna see if I can share you guys what they're dealing with. Hold on, 1 second, you guys. Give me a second. Let's see here. Let's see if I can download this. 1 second. Okay, that's been saved. Let's see if I can save this. Okay, I'm going to try to email myself these guys so I can kind of show you what they've been dealing with. Ask away any questions you guys may have. Mags will surely gladly.
Absolutely.
Let's see here. Oh, that's a big one. I don't think I'm going to be able to. Yeah, I can't save that video. That video will not send. But these pictures will. So. Right. Listen, Chavez, you need to chill out. I'm just kidding. Max, why are you so amazing?
Absolutely, Sandy. Prayers go even further.
All right, let's see here. Yeah, I wanted to send or show you guys the video that Josh sent me, but it was like 121 megabytes and it's not going to send, and I don't have time to cut it down. So, but this picture, I'll talk about this picture. So, all right, you guys, let's see what we got here. In case I need to answer thing, if you're not able to donate prayers, absolutely. Also, even if you guys can go, can you please at least visit the GoFundMe, read exactly what they're going through and what mold toxicity is. This is more than anything is an educational experience for you guys because it is not like there it is right there. It is a slow, it's a silent killer. It really is. So, but here is the picture that one of the pictures that Josh sent me. He sent me the same picture twice, but one zoomed in, one zoomed out a little bit. And so let me give you the background real quick. So the apartment they moved into in Arkansas, it was in Bentonville, Arkansas. This apartment is only 6 months old. The apartment building was 6 months old. Now, Josh and Stacy were the very, very first tenants in this apartment. No one had lived there. Now, this apartment was sat empty for 3 months. They moved in, and 30 days after moving in, not even 30 days, Stacy started showing signs of mold toxicity again. Okay, now this is it. They've been through this so many times. They know what these symptoms are. They know. Stacy is so in tune with this that she could walk into a building, a store, anywhere. She can smell black mold. She knows that it's in the building. and she has to leave immediately. But this is what they found.
Oh.
So what we're
And
looking
it's a
at,
6-month-old building.
yeah, it's a 6-month-old building. They're the first occupants of this apartment. Now, this is where the washer and dryer was. You can see to the left is where the dryer
Oh.
vent was, okay? And then if you look to the right, that's where the washer was. Now, if you look at the paint, how it's bubbling up and peeling right down there, right underneath that like hose. On the other side, on the other side of that wall is a bookshelf, a built-in bookshelf. And when they were constructing this, they weren't paying attention. And when they were nailing in this bookshelf, building this bookshelf, a nail pierced a water line.
And that's the cause of the mold.
And so what happened is, so over the next 3 months of no one living there, it slowly dripped and started flooding, not flooding, but that whole area started getting soaked.
I just started soaking it out.
Exactly. So now what we're looking at is we're looking at black mold. Now the inspector, the guy who is going to come also and fix everything, he said that they cannot move back in this apartment. In fact, this apartment needs to be completely gutted and cleaned and everything. If you look kind of in the picture, if you look, see the white piping.
I was going to say, you can see it growing up the wall behind the pipe.
Yep, it's growing up the wall. And he said he stopped pulling up the floor when he saw. Now, what we're looking at is a subflooring. This is underneath the flooring that was
Was there
placed.
no moisture barrier between the two? It looks
doesn't look like it. And so he said the way this is spread, more than likely, this is almost covering the entire subflooring of this whole area. Now, this was attached to their bedroom.
Oh, God. So she's just breathing it in the whole time.
Yep, the whole time.
And the dryer running right next to it is just launching mold spores into the environment even further.
Absolutely.
Ugh.
So that's what they dealt with. Honestly, that's what they dealt with. And so Stacy would have bouts of extreme depression, suicidal thoughts. She even told Josh one time, she's like, I can't take this anymore. I just want to go up to the roof and throw myself off the roof. So Josh has told me many, many times on, conversation in him I had that he's afraid he's going to lose his wife. And so they are, they're facing constant, they're facing constant, breakdowns. What are the symptoms of black mold? Okay.
Oh, there's a lot.
1 second here. Let me see here. Let's see here.
Yes, Steamboat, she sure does need all the prayers we can send. And Ashes, thank you.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and read this for you if you guys care to listen. So mold toxicity, also known as chronic inflammatory response syndrome, CIRS, or mold illness, occurs when a person is exposed to toxic mold spores, often from water damaged buildings, and their body can't effectively eliminate the mycotoxins. This can lead to a wide range of systemic and often debilitating symptoms. The most common symptoms of mold toxicity, neurological and cognitive symptoms, are brain fog, memory loss or confusion, poor concentration or mental fatigue, headaches, migraines, light sensitivity, blurred vision, anxiety, depression or mood springs, tingling or numbness in their extremities. Stacy has every single one of those. So put check marks by all of those. The respiratory symptoms are chronic sinus congestion or postnasal drips, persistent coughing or wheezing, shortness of breath, sore throat, and asthma-like symptoms. I know Stacy has shown shortness of breath. musculoskeletal symptoms, muscle cramps or aches, joint pain or stiffness, chronic fatigue or weakness, and twitching or spasms. She's had every single one of those. Systemic and immune system reaction, sensitivity to chemicals, recurrent infections, fever-like symptoms, or night sweats, unexplained weight loss or weight gain. She's experienced that. Gastrointestinal and digestive symptoms, nausea and bloating, food sensitivities, especially gluten and dairy, diarrhea, constipation, or gut leak syndrome. She has the food sensitivities. Then you have the endocrine and hormonal disruption, adrenal fatigue, low libido, irregular women's cycles, thyroid dysfunction, insulin resistance. I don't know about any of those. Cardiovascular symptoms are heart palpitations, dizziness or feeling faint, poor circulation, like cold and or hands and feet. I know she's fainted. She's had dizziness. I know that. Skin and sensory reactions, rashes or hives, itchy eyes or skin, unexplained bruising, static shock or hypersensitivity to light, sound, and smells. She has all of those. So those who are most at risk, those with a HLA-DR gene mutation, which equates to about 25% of the population. Stacy has this. People who have weak immune systems, people living or working in water-damaged buildings, the small children or elderly adults.
So it basically triggers an autoimmune response in the body where your body actually fights itself.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah. So
awful. And as a couple, I mean, I know they're grounded in faith and very much committed to one another, but when one person is chronically ill and the other is just trying to save them, say prayers for them too as a couple, guys, because it can't be easy.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's 100%. Hey, Tony, thanks for coming, man. If you haven't already bailed out yet, thank you so much for coming in and have a great time with your grandkids, because I know I enjoy mine. You guys, so here's the thing. A lot of people, if they find black mold in their house, sometimes
people overlook it.
Well, not that they overlook it, is that they try to kill it with bleach.
It doesn't kill it.
Do not spray bleach on it, because you guys got to look at it this way. Black mold is a living organism.
It just pushes the spores further in the environment.
Yep, that's exactly what it does. So, but yeah, so again, prayers for them. I speak with Josh multiple times a day. So, the thing is just keep them in their prayers. If you guys can donate to the GoFundMe, please do. If you can't, words of encouragement, prayers, and the biggest thing, almost as important, if not more important than donating, is share that GoFundMe. Please share that GoFundMe as many times as you can to have your people that
throw it up everywhere.
So yeah, just so we can try to get them. The goal is $7,000. Again, they're living off of credit cards, which isn't going to last for long. And Josh is working. Josh is now going back to working an 8-hour work week, and it sucks. He has another business that he does. It's called JS Creatives, where he does multimedia things like that. He has clients. He goes out and he shoots their product, makes commercials and stuff for the product or the business. So he's got that going on. But again, when I say they've lost everything, Josh called me one day and he broke down and he was like, I just watched my wife throw away mementos that she will never get back. Now, Stacy, unfortunately, not unfortunately, Stacy had a daughter that unfortunately passed away. And so Stacy had to throw away pictures and tangible memories of her daughter. She had to throw them all away. Josh had to throw away letters that Stacy wrote to him. Stacy had to throw away letters that he wrote to her. You know, Josh also had to throw away pictures of his daughter. You know, his daughter's still alive. She just got married not too long ago. But you guys, imagine you have this going on and you have to go through decades of memories, pictures of your kids when they were little, pictures of your grandkids, letters that your wife wrote you, you know, cards, your first Father's Day card, you know, things like that. And you have to throw them all away. When Josh and Stacy moved from Arkansas to Idaho, because they did a lot of research and they found that Idaho was supposed to be a really good place for her to detox and heal. He goes, we're leaving with the clothes on our back. We have nothing else. Nothing else. When Josh just went back to Arkansas to see what he could salvage from the apartment, I go, what were you able to salvage? He goes, everything I own is in a box. Everything that him and his wife owned that he could salvage is in a box.
Devastating to have built a life together and have just a box of belongings left.
Yep. And it's
You know,
stuff.
how do you get up every day and face the world?
They have faith.
Strong, great faith, and they're full of grace and love, and they deserve every ounce of prayer and thought that we can direct good things to them.
Yep. So again, whatever you guys can donate, awesome. If you can't donate, no worries. Say a prayer, and share the GoFundMe. So, Josh, if you get a chance to see this, man, Stacy, if you get a chance to see this, you guys, we love you.
We love you. We're thinking about you all the time, sending you all the positive healing and good feeling vibes we can.
You guys know that, you know, I look at you guys like you're my little brother, my little sister, and I just wish I could do more for you guys. I just really do. I'm sorry. Let's talk about something else. Let's read a story, you guys. Let's
look at all our great people throwing up the GoFundMe to share. Thank you guys.
I appreciate that.
Natalie, thank you for the wee hug.
Hey, you know what, guys? I have let me wipe my tears. Okay, let's go here.
Mitten Man has a question for us here, Daniel.
What's up?
Mitten Man Aaron, he'd like to share and hear our thoughts on something, he says.
Okay, let's see. There are diamonds in the rough. I would like to share it here. Your thoughts. Okay, well, what do we got here? So there are diamonds in the rough for them, and they will come through this. Can I have your email? Absolutely, you can have my email.
I missed the email portion. I'm sorry.
My email is the cryptidpodcast72@gmail.com. It's the cryptidpodcast72@gmail.com. Just send me an email there, and
there's a banner scrolling too at the bottom of the
right at the bottom. Thanks, Chavez.
Chavez, you're on it, man. Thanks.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I had a comment like literally a couple of days. Oh, you know what? I think I still what people complain about, it blows my mind. What did this person say? Content. Let's see here. Come on now. Let's see what we got here.
Baby steps are good, Mitten Man. Thank you for being here.
I'm too shy to share with everyone here. I already super chatted for the first time. Hey, Mitten Man Aaron, thank you so much, man. Honestly, I promise you.
No one here is going to give you any grief.
No,
Or, no, it's
I'll
not.
tell you right now. I got some great moderators. Great moderators that will jump on people real quick.
Whack 'em.
Absolutely. So, yeah, just shoot me an email and I'll get back to you. If I don't get back to you immediately, I will get back to you shortly. But yeah, so let's go and let's I have, what is this? What would it be considered? I got to look here. That's a long one. Y'all want to read? You want me to read a long one? Okay, I'll read a long one here. Takuhi, Little Eagle, South Dakota, mid-September 1977.
Ooh.
I jumped like Eddie Van Halen. Oh, come on, man. Eddie Van Halen was like my favorite. You know this. So here we go. The crescent moon hung low in the clear night sky, casting shadows across the field. Chris Hawato walked casually with two other men following close behind. They had come to check the cattle, as they did every night. They lived on the Standing Rock Reservation their whole lives and were familiar with the threats to their livestock. Creatures of all shapes and sizes lurked on the edge of the darkness, waiting for signs of weakness in one of the cows or for an inattentive mother to let her calf stray too far away. Mostly, the men worried about coyotes. Although a couple of men came armed with rifles, they had little intention on using them to kill. They preferred to shoot warning shots to scare off predators if necessary, which usually it wasn't. This was a time of the day that Chris looked forward to, a moment of general peace when he could take in the nighttime chirping of crickets and the sparkling Milky Way that seemed to be seen that could be seen on clear nights like this one. The steady sounds of crickets aside, all was quiet, except for the occasional cow hoof smacking against dirt. So when an eerie screech filled the air, the men were noticeably startled. They froze in their tracks. "Did you hear that?" one of them asked. His long ponytail whipped against his back as he looked from side to side in the pasture. "Yeah," Chris replied, looking around to see where the noise might have come from. "That wasn't a coyote," the other man said, pulling the rifle to his chest. "I agree. That sounded like something in pain, but not a coyote," Chris said. "What do you suppose?" the ponytail man began, but his words stopped when a large creature peered from behind a thick line of cottonwoods that ran along the field. It stood almost 9 feet tall. Its thick chest was covered with sandy brown fur, and its legs were the size of a grown man's torso. Chris estimated that the beast must have weighed nearly 900 pounds. "Takohi!" Chris said quietly. Takohi was the residence was that Takuhi was what the residents of the reservation called Bigfoot-like creature for many generations. The man with the rifle pointed the weapon towards the creature. He wasn't willing to pull the trigger on this beast at that moment, but he wanted to be prepared if it charged towards them. Chris gazed at the creature in awe. Jim Douglas said he saw the Takuhi dragging a dead deer through the alfalfa fields 3 years ago, just after that mutilated cow was found. Let's see if we can frighten it away. The men began to walk towards the creature, shouting as they drew closer. The furry beast saw them coming, bellowed loudly, and retreated into the woods. The men watched it lumber away. The sound of the underbrush cracking beneath its enormous weight grew quicker as the ape-like creature fled deeper into the trees. "Should we follow it?" the man asked, lowering his rifle. "No," Chris said. "What would we do if we caught up with it? We don't want to harm it, but we have to protect the livestock." All who've seen the Takuhi says it fears man as much as we fear it. Maybe more. I think we have scared it away from making our livestock its dinner. But let's stay in the pasture a while longer to make sure it doesn't come back. The creature did not return that evening, or any other as far as Chris could tell, but it would appear to many other residents over the next 3 months. October 13th, 1977. Phoebe Little Dog squinted as she looked out of her window. She heard the same strange screech sound coming from the pasture that was heard the week before. That time, when she looked out the window, she saw the creature right away. Now she squinted into the field, certain the Takuhi was out there somewhere. She saw it lumbering across the pasture, sending the cows running in every direction. Covered in thick, sandy fur from head to toe, the monster looked almost 9 feet tall. Phoebe ran to the front door, holding it open with one foot behind her, and reaching out and rang the dinner bell attached to the pillar just above the top step. The Bigfoot startled at the sound and then fled into the nearby woods. "You're not going to get one of our cows for dinner," Phoebe said as she pulled the door shut firmly behind her. She watched through the front window a while longer to be sure that the Takuhi did not return. She was relieved not to see it again that evening. On November 29th, 1977, several newspapers, including the Toledo Blade and the St. Petersburg Times, ran articles about the influx of the reported Takuhi sightings in Little Eagle. These included 28 such sightings in only 3 months. Many were reported by well-respected residents in the community, including local law enforcement. Fearing a creature they'd heard screeching throughout the night in the woodlands around their homes, several area residents moved away, including a local pastor, Reverend Angus Longelk, and his wife. Others armed themselves with rifles or tranquilizer guns, despite authorities asking them to leave their weapons at home. The reports seemed to indicate that there were 3 different Takuhis, 2 taller ones, one with light fur and the other with darker fur. They stood between 6 and 9 feet tall and weighed between 6 and 800 pounds. 6 and 900 pounds. A third smaller Bigfoot was reported to be 6 feet tall, weighing around 400 pounds. With all the sightings, the general store in town, which was owned by Gary Alexander, became a makeshift Bigfoot information center. One local resident, Ed Miller, even set up a recording station in an RV on the property where multiple sightings had occurred. With no such media coverage, a Bigfoot investigator from New York came to Little Eagle to see what he could find. He was confident that with so many sightings of the creature, it could not be a hoax. And based on the description, it could not be a bear or any other local wildlife. Unfortunately, the gentleman from New York left without tangible evidence. But the sightings continued on until December 5th, 1977. After that date, the Takuhi reports stopped completely. What happened to the beast and where they went remains a mystery. But one thing is for certain, something lived around Little Eagle, something unlike any animal we've ever scientifically identified. It is one that has lived in folklore for centuries and will most likely continue to do so for generations to come. There you go.
Did you see who just jumped in the chat there, Daniel? My Abby came to say hi to us tonight.
Abby, that's
Yeah.
your daughter?
That's my daughter, yes.
Elmo likes Abby.
Abby had an Elmo when she was little.
Oh, I wish I could find a picture. My daughter has had an Elmo when she was little. And Wyatt's in here too. What's up, Wyatt?
Yeah, Wyatt just rolled in too.
I saw I went to get her a little Elmo, and I looked, and I'm like, wait a minute. Hey, thanks. Hey, Brad, thanks so much, man. I know you're going to be out next week as well. Give Kim all of my best, and I'll be saying prayers for a speedy recovery. All right, man. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for your support, brother. And yeah, I'll see you when you get back to work. Yeah, so we're doing a dart tournament at work. We have a dartboard in there, and Brad's part of the committee that organizes it. And we're playing doubles. I can't remember what the name of the game
Scotch
we're
doubles.
playing. No, we're playing
Oh,
a
that's
game.
cool, isn't it? Yeah.
We're playing a game, and we're playing teams, and it's where you got to go and you got to throw your darts at 12, and then your partner throws at 13, then you throw at 14, then someone has to throw double, and then you throw 15, 16, 17, then you throw triples, then you go 18, 19, then 20, and then single bullseye, and then 20 double bullseye. And
You're
so
a pretty good dart player.
me and my partner, it's not cricket, Bermuda, that's it. See, Brad, Bermuda. So we're playing Bermuda Triangle, and me and my partner, I got a really cool partner. She comes in sometimes and will just totally decimate somebody. Yeah, so when we play Brad and his partner Sean, the final score was 425 for Brad's team and 36 for Dan's team because we were not hitting nothing. Brad pretty much beat us by himself. He was hitting trip 20s, trip 19s, double bullseyes. I'm like, good Lord. So, but yeah. So what'd you guys think of that story? That's pretty cool, man.
That was pretty cool.
I thought that was a pretty cool story. So, anybody else? Where do you guys want to hear a story from? Name a state.
Something we don't hear much. Let's think.
And if I have it in one of these books, I'll read it.
What's Nevada got other than aliens?
Does the Mogollon Rim?
Mogollon Rim, yeah.
Does that go into Nevada? I know it's in Arizona.
It should. It's part of the Sierra Nevada mountain range, isn't it?
Okay, well, I'm looking in the wrong book because this is a book on Midwest monsters, so I gotta look at one of these other ones here. So you said Nevada,
Yeah.
Washington D.C., Lacey, Washington. I don't know if I have any. Of course, you're gonna say Arkansas. Yeah, I know it's in Arizona. Oh, dude, you want to know why I know it's also in Arizona? Because Chavez, he has had an encounter. I think his mom, didn't your mom? And your grandfather? I think your grandfather did too. Randy, what's up, man? So, okay, so you said Nevada, and I see Washington, D.C., no. And I see Greaseback talk about missing 401. You guys, I'm going to tell you right now, I follow Pilates on X. Okay, that dude's super active on X, but also there's a lot of people, man, that are calling him out on things, like a lot, because like he's changing some information on a case, or he's completely leaving things completely out of a case to make it sound more sensationalized or whatnot. So I really don't know too much about it. I got to read more into stuff about David Pilates. And it's funny that my oldest brother knows David, like knows him personally, has his cell phone number. They text back and forth every once in a while. Yeah. And I'm waiting for him to get me in contact with Dave. He said he would. So I'd like to have David Pilates on the show. I definitely would. So let me see what I got here on Nevada. Do I have anything in this book on Nevada? I saw Indiana up there as well. Arkansas. I'll do Arkansas like absolute last. You know what? I would love to have tales from Scotland. And it's funny, Natalie, is that my family is from Scotland, from Hamilton, Scotland. I guess there's a castle, because I've gotten like multiple family reunion invites to go to Scotland and for a huge family reunion.
Is the black shook Scottish? Isn't that the demon dog, the black shook?
Is it spelled shook like shook?
SCHOUCK, maybe?
The black
Missing.
the black shook.
Shook. Black shook.
Oh, SHUCK.
Yes.
The black shook. Let's see what we got here. They had let's see here. Are you that's scary as heck? Are you kidding me? Let's see here. It's English. East Anglia, one of the many such black dogs
British
reported
Isles,
before
yep.
British Isles, yeah. Ooh, maybe we should do some stuff on that.
That'd be fun.
That's crazy. Okay, so let's do. What did we say we're gonna do first? Let's see if we have Nevada. Okay, I don't. I see an Indiana in this book. Nope, not in that one. So we got in this one. I gotta find some more of these books. I like these. I would love to visit. I was stationed over in Germany, and I did so much traveling in Eastern and part of Western and part of Eastern Europe. I never had to go. Okay, night for real. Mitten, man, if you're leaving, man, thank you so much for coming in. I cannot wait to get to Michigan so I can check out your coffee spot, man. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Yes, thank you. It's great to have you here tonight.
I'll look forward to your email, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. All right. Hey, Ronnie, what's going on? I recall hearing an encounter of island of Washington coast, seeing some creature looking like otters sitting on rocks with their faces look Native American. No kidding. See, now you got to make me. I got to dig into that too. That's awesome. Thank you so much. All right, so let's see. Do we have anything from Nevada? Nope. You're SOL.
No. Wow.
Nope. Nothing in these books from Nevada. So I heard Indiana next. So we'll definitely check out Indiana. Well, see, I didn't hear that, Ronnie, and I'm going to look it up. So if you have a link that I can check out, like just offhand, definitely shoot me an email, thecryptidpodcast72@gmail.com. I would love to hear about those. So I can
the Black Forest Cryptids.
Okay, no Indiana in this one, but I know there's Indiana on this one. So let's check this out. Sasquatch in Indiana. It's the first story. Who wanted Indiana? Who said Indiana?
Indiana, that was...
Yeah, I saw Indiana up there.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. I'm still never surprised at how small is getting. Bless your family looking for it. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Mitten Man, thank you so much. And may God bless you and your family and your business. And yeah, for real, I am really looking forward to hitting up Cadillac, Michigan, and checking out your store, your coffee shop. Like I said, my wife loves small coffee shops, so we'd rather go there than any of the big ones. So, all right, here we go. The Bell Witch stories. Oh, I'll talk about the Bell Witch. Oh, you know what? Well, that's more. Would that be a crypt? No, that wouldn't be a cryptid. It would be paranormal.
But isn't there something else that's...
Well, see, you got to think about the Bell Witch is kind of like the Jersey Devil, because the Jersey Devil. Oh, well, I already told Sabrina that we'd be doing the Ohio Grassman
next week.
Yeah. So, what's the Bell Witch? Dude, the Bell Witch is scary as heck.
There's a couple good movies, Chavez, about the Bell Witch. One with Donald Sutherland, I think, was a pretty good one.
I am going to look up the Bell Witch, and so little people don't get much until we just did one.
Just did Little People.
I had to cut that one short, but the little folk, yeah, those are some. I don't know. I didn't even really get a chance to get into the whole thing of it, because I mean there was like leprechauns and there's fairies and there's and all this type of things. I actually have
the dark fae. There's a lot.
Yeah, I've actually had a person email about seeing a leprechaun. So yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, here we go. Sasquatch in Indiana. The eyewitness remains wanted to be anonymous. The sighting was in Yellowwood State Forest in Indiana. So whoever asked for Indiana, do you know where the Yellowwood State Forest is?
It's probably southern Indiana.
The sighting happened in 2020. Okay. So the eyewitness states, oh, here we go. I don't know if I read this one before, but I like these ones. Ready? I was a police officer in a small city in Indiana when the S show hit 2020. And we know what they're talking about. COVID. So when that hit in 2020, I know what was a rough year for many people, and I was no exception. Okay, it was a rough year for everybody, and it was no exception for me. As if the pandemic wasn't bad enough, because of my career, I was also forced to deal with the aftermath of the civilian versus police conflict sweeping the country. Now, I promise I won't get too deep into that or climb into any soapbox. I only mention it to give context. The whole ordeal was mentally and emotionally exhausting. Pretty much every week, I had citizens coming up to me and screaming in my face. I even had one woman spit on me when all I was doing was walking into a local business. She would have been bagged and tagged real quick. I would have put her on the ground, put cuffs on her, and she'd have been arrested for assault on a police officer. That's a felony, and she would have done jail time. I don't put up with that crap. No one had been killed in our town. There had been no police misconduct by me or any of my other colleagues. To make matters even worse, I lost my father to COVID. It all swelled together into some sort of perfect storm, and by the time late fall had rolled around, I was done. DONE, done. One morning on my day off from work, I took my service weapon and drove to a secluded wooded area in the southern part of the county. I had no intention of returning home. I didn't leave a note or anything, as I doubted anyone would care to read it. My dad was the last of my family. I had a couple of friends, coworkers mostly, but I knew they'd understand and didn't need to spell it out on pen or paper. Anyone who knew me, who really knew me, they'd get it. I'd always loved the outdoors, even though I wasn't much of a hunter. My dad had tried to get me into it when I was a kid, but I wasn't cut out for sitting in a tree stand all day long, wishing and hoping that the big old buck would strut by. I didn't have ADD or anything, but it couldn't hold my attention that long. I also wasn't into hiking or camping, not even fishing. Now that I say all of that out loud, it sounds like I didn't like the outdoors at all that much, but I really did. I had an older Nikon camera, the kind where you could switch off and on the lens. Not that I ever did, because I just had the one that it came with. I'd take it with me when I went out on my drives through the woods, taking pictures of anything that struck me pretty. I wasn't talented. And that camera was so old. Most people cell phones probably got better pictures. But I'd post mine up on Facebook and get 1 or 2 likes, maybe 3 on a good day. Not that I really cared. I just did it to document my life. Is Hillary in here? I see Hillary's name a couple times when she
Yeah,
popped
she
in.
just popped in.
Hello, Hillary. Welcome to the show. Or maybe leave behind proof that I'd been alive once, long after I was gone. As someone with no wife, no kids, I thought about stuff like that all the time. About whether or not I would leave any sort of mark on this world once I was gone. The morning I intended to not come out of the woods, I'm not going to say what he wrote here. My life was not anything remarkable. I wish I could say there was some sign, maybe a beautiful sunrise or something that gave me peace and showed me it was okay to check out, but it was just another day, and I was tired of it all. I didn't take my camera when I left the house. I didn't take anything but my wallet. Figured it would make IDing me a lot easier when they would eventually discover me. In hindsight, I sure wish I'd have taken the camera. You guys, this is hard for me to read this.
Yeah, it's a dark story.
I parked on a little grassy berm in a place that wasn't special or unique whatsoever. Just a three-lined road, like there were dozens, hell, probably hundreds of it in that part of the state. I left my keys in the ignition and the doors unlocked. Figured it would make life easier for whoever or on the tow truck driver that had to haul the car away later on. And I sure didn't it sure didn't matter to me much if someone decided to steal it. A dead man's got no use for a car, you know?
Hmm.
I took my pew pew and I marched into the woods and I walked for a good 20 minutes, all the while replaying my life on a loop inside my head. I don't know if I was waiting for the right moment or the right spot, or maybe I was just waiting, pushing back the inevitable. Something internal grasped at survival. Then, ahead of me, I saw a large rock jutting out of the ground. It had been somewhat smoothed over time by a millennia of rain and weather, and it looked like a nice spot to sit, so I did. I didn't have any particular thoughts in mind when I pushed blank, 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 blank. I had no regrets, no anger. I wasn't even sad. If anything, it felt like a relief because I knew all the pain and torment I had been dealing with was about to come to an end finally. But before I could finish, I heard a loud crack, like a branch breaking in the woods behind me. I quickly lowered my firearm and set it aside, feeling embarrassed and ashamed that someone might have seen me about to do what I was going to do. I spun around towards the sound, trying to think up some kind of excuse or lie to talk my way out of the situation. Only I didn't see anyone. I squinted, trying to peer through the dense foliage and locate the person, but it seemed as if I were alone. Then I saw a medium-sized tree fall. What? A medium-sized Oh my
Random.
goodness. Fall isn't the right word. Fall means something natural. This wasn't a dead tree, finally succumbing to Mother Nature's will. It was a live tree with a trunk as thick around as my thigh. It swayed side to side like it was caught in a windstorm, but there was no wind, not even a breeze. Every other tree in the woods around it was standing perfectly still. Then a crack loud enough to make me wince. The tree trunk broke and it tumbled to the ground. Then something dragged that tree, a tree that was easily 30 feet tall, if not taller, out of sight deeper into the woods. The only thing I knew that could do that was some type of logging equipment, but I had heard no machinery, no voices of men that would be working or running them. Sorry, guys. There were no engines or chainsaws. None of those noises you'd find or accept from a working crew. The only sounds were the natural sounds of birds and bugs. My curiosity got the best of me, and I got up from my seat on the rock. I left my firearm lying there as I walked towards where the tree had just fallen. or where it had been felled. Yeah, Thomas, you're 100% right. I got a story as well about that. It's rough. The land there was a mess. All the little saplings had been smashed flat. Some of the brush had been uprooted. There was there were snap see there were snapped and broken branches everywhere. It looked like a tornado had touched down. The thick base of the tree jutting from the dirt, all ragged and rough. No saw had taken down that tree, that was for sure. I followed the path of destruction for maybe 10 or 15 more yards. Then I came to a clearing. In the middle of it were several trees that had been knocked or most likely broken down, but they weren't lying on the ground in a neat stack waiting to be loaded onto a truck. They were arranged in such a way that made me think of a teepee without a covering, sort of a triangular shape or a pyramid shape. They'd clearly been placed uh, that way intentionally. There wasn't anything natural about it. Someone had made that structure. That structure. But who? Who would know how to do that out here in the middle of nowhere? Who could do that with trees weighing several hundred pounds? I got my answer sure enough, and it wasn't a person, it wasn't a someone, it was a something. On the other side of the clearing, I saw a large black bipedal animal. Its fur was shaggy and long, like you'd find on a collie. It looked matted in places, with mud caking it together in clumps. My hand, on instinct, immediately went for my hip where my firearm would have been holstered when I was on duty, but I left it on the rock. Without thinking, I muttered, "Crap." But he didn't say crap. He said the other word. My voice caught the attention of the creature. Its head swiveled in my direction, and it looked right at me. I could barely see its eyes among the fur, just two black dots. What I could see more clearly was the lower part of its face. It wasn't as hairy around the nose and mouth. The nose was almost flat and quite broad. The mouth was just a line with no visible lips. Overall, its head was almost football-like in shape and tapered to a point at the top. I stood there, sort of frozen in place, as I watched it bend at the waist and grab something off the ground. Then it stood back up and in one smooth, casual motion threw the object in my direction. It used a sidearm throwing motion, the kind I always used when skipping rocks on the lake when I was a kid. And it was indeed a rock that the creature threw. It had good aim. The stone, about the size of a fat plum, hit me square in the belly, hard enough to knock the wind out of me. What? I stumbled backwards a step, then I looked down to see if I was bleeding or injured. There wasn't anything visible at the time, but I had one heck of a welt the day after. When I looked back to where the creature had been standing, it was gone. Now maybe it was my adrenaline or fear, but I hadn't heard it make a sound as it fled. And something that big would make one hell of a noise leaving. But it was gone without so much as a crunch under some dead leaves. For a moment, a very short moment, I thought about trying to find it and follow it. But I came to my senses pretty darn quick. I headed back to the rock where I had been sitting when all of this began, retrieved my firearm, and then hurried back to my car. I wouldn't say that I ran, but I didn't waste any time either. So there you have it. I went into the woods that day not expecting to come out alive. In the end, I guess I realized I wanted to live after all. I took a leave of absence from my job and started seeing a therapist. That helped. But part of me thinks seeing the creature, seeing what I 100% believe to be a Sasquatch, was just as big a part of my recovery. Knowing that I had seen something that most people have never even get to experience, it made me feel like I mattered after all. Wow.
Well, I'm glad that story took the turn it did, because that was a little
Yeah.
dark at the beginning.
Yeah.
But wow,
That's-
what an encounter.
I had to stop you guys for a second, trying to collect myself, because that's rough. That's rough. So,
But life-changing, quite literally, experience for that individual.
oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. What was another state that we had up here? I saw Washington, D.C. That's not a state. Let's see. That's probably way up there. Any other states? We've been on 2.5 hours.
Yeah, we were cooking along. Chat's been flying. People are having
I
fun.
know. What's
Wow.
up, Ashes? You guys, I'll tell you right now. Yeah, police work can be dark. People who's just jumping in and don't realize, I was a police officer in the Air Force. I was also a correctional officer for the state of Tennessee, and I know firsthand what it's like. It's a rough job. It's a thankless job, and I don't know how everybody feels about law enforcement officers here in the chat, and I'm not going to try to tell you guys one way or the other. But me personally, whenever I see a first responder, police officer, firefighter, ambulance, I go out of my way to thank them and let them know that they do matter, and that there are people out there that love them, respect them, are thankful for them. That's what I do.
Yeah, you need to check in on those friends. They have dark days.
And I actually have buddies, guys that I've stationed with, 30 years ago. Hey man, how you doing? Just calling to check up on you. How are things going? And it's fantastic. And so we're all human beings, just like one. It's exactly, we are, and it's a thankless job. And unfortunately, I live in a state, and I live in one of 2 counties that I know, actually more than 2 counties, but I live in a county where they advocate defund the police and get rid of the police. And I live in Minnesota, and in Minneapolis, which I live north of, they had a brilliant idea to bring down. They were calling, I think they were calling them de-escalation teams. And so if you have a domestic going on, instead of a police officer showing up, you would have a de-escalation team. Yeah. If you had someone robbing a store or something like that, let's call the de-escalation teams. That's what's going on in Minneapolis.
What are they going to do? Say stop, or I'll say stop again?
Come on, guys. You don't want to do this. Come on. Let's think of no. That's why I'm not a big fan of this state. I'm here because my wife is from here, my daughter's here. If they both said, "Hey, let's just up and move someplace. You pick where we're moving to. We'll go." I couldn't get out of here fast enough. So, yeah. All right, give me another state you guys want to hear a story from.
I saw North Carolina pop up in there.
Oh, was that? Oh yeah, it was Greensburg. Let's see what I got from North Kakalaki. Oh, I'd love to move to Texas. North Kakalaki. I went through domestic violence with my ex. He beat me a lot, and a DLS because me. What have you done? Have you done anything back then? Exactly, Thomas, exactly. And Natalie, I am so sorry you had to go through that.
No, we call him that too.
Natalie, I'm so sorry you had to go through that. And I got no time for that. When I was 9 years old, I watched my mom take a beating like a man. I watched her boyfriend beat her up, and I took out my BB gun and I shot him with the BB gun, and he turned around and beat me like I was a man. But I kept trying to fight him back, and so from like age 9 to now, I will not tolerate anybody who messes with a woman in the wrong way. I don't have time for, and children, absolutely not. And you guys, Yeah, I've been to the Mega Mall. That mall is garbage. That mall is horrible. It's fun to go there occasionally, but you got so much crime in that mall. It's not even funny. A few years ago, we had a guy who grabbed like a 7-year-old boy and threw him over the railing off the 3rd
What?
floor. Yeah.
Why?
Why? Because the kid
Why
was
ever
there.
would you to a child?
Yeah.
I hope
It's-
somebody
it-
threw his ass over the railing in return.
It is a miracle that kid lived. For real. So
Poor kid.
absolutely, Thomas, they are
Imagine his
100%.
anxiety in a shopping mall.
Yep. But one thing I
Walmart
did
gonna
notice,
mess him up.
is that what's up, Foot Clan?
Yeah, you're correct.
One thing I did notice is that a lot of malls, they used to have signs that said that they ban pew pews and other things. Those signs are now gone. So, and I like it. So let's go North Carolina. This book, no North Carolina, I got South Carolina, but let's go back here and look. You said North Carolina. A wonderful, gorgeous husband, and we have our 9. You have 9 kids?
I was like, wow.
Holy smokes, you go. Hey, what's up there, Patricia?
Hi, Patricia. She says California.
Oh, I'm sure I can find something in California. I got nothing at all
Nothing.
on North Carolina. Let's do California. Hey, I don't write the book, so don't get mad at me, guys. Let's do California. Ooh, Dark-
Dog Man story.
Dark Watchers in California.
This is a cool story.
You know this?
I do.
Oh my
Is that a
goodness.
Tony Urban book?
Yes, it is. Dark Watchers,
It's a great
Page-
story.
page 99. You guys, I'm not. Wartime Stories has some wonderful videos from Cal. Absolutely, they do. Oh, speaking of California, I have to go and do some research on cryptid sightings on Ellis Air Force, not Ellis, but Edwards Air Force Base and 29 Palms Marine Corps Base. I got to check that out too.
California?
Okay, 99 Dark Watchers in Cal. What is that? What? Okay, so Mandy is the eyewitness. Okay, I believe people. I can't believe people have children. Most of America can't even afford it. Everyone has some crazy stories.
Yes, Natalie. Now we know why you don't sleep with 9 children.
See. Oh, you know why I don't sleep? Oh, poor you. Edward. Yeah, Edward. I just had a guy from
Edwards.
who yeah, I just interviewed him. So his is coming up in a week or so. But he was at Edwards Air Force Base. They called it like Blue Eyes. It's crazy. And then he mentioned 29 Palms, so I'm definitely gonna check that out as well. Okay, you guys, Dark Watchers in California. Mandy witnessed this in April of 2022, San Lucia Mountains, Monterey, California. It's another reason not to go to California. I'd been a nurse for almost 10 years now. I love my job. I love helping people. I love being there for them in their time of need. But after the stress and uncertainty of COVID, I needed a break. My husband, Nick, and I decided to take a much needed vacation to the Santa Lucia Mountains. We hadn't gone on any type of trips or getaways for about 4 years, and we were both eager to get away from the hustle and bustle of our day-to-day lives and spend some time in nature. As we hiked into the mountains, we were surrounded by the stunning scenery, birds chirping, picturesque views everywhere we looked. It was more than what we'd hoped for and exactly what we needed. The sun shone brightly, casting a warm glow over the rolling hills and the trees that stretched towards the sky. The air was filled with the sweet scent of pine, and we could hear the sound of a nearby stream flowing over the rocks. It was so smoothing. We walked for hours, taking in the beauty surrounding us, until we found the perfect spot to set up camp for the night. We pitched our tent, started a fire, and cooked some simple meals under the stars. It was a perfect evening. But as the night drew in, we heard strange sounds around our campsite, like whispers on the wind. We couldn't pinpoint where they were coming from. It was eerie, to say the least. Despite the unnerving sounds, we eventually drifted off into sleep, exhausted from our long hike and all the fresh air. However, in the middle of the night, I woke up feeling with the feeling of someone or something was watching me. But after poking my head out of the tent, I couldn't see anything in the darkness. I'd assume I assume may have been the wind playing tricks on me, and I fell back asleep soon after. By the time morning rolled around, I had almost forgotten about it. It didn't concern me enough to even mention it to Nick as we both started our day. After a light breakfast, we hit the trails, hiking and exploring late into the afternoon. Just as we were ready to make camp, the fun the, f- the fun day took a detour. On a nearby ridge, I saw a tall black figure. It was hard to make out much detail, but it looked like a person wearing a black coat or maybe a cloak, and it seemed to also be wearing a black hat. Upon seeing it, I froze in my tracks. I stopped so abruptly that Nick, who had been behind me, stumbled into my back. "Walk much?" he asked. I wasn't I wasn't in a jovial mood. I couldn't take my eyes off seeing this person on the ridge, the person who stood as still as a statue, watching me. My mouth had gone dry, and I could barely get the words out. "Look," I said to Nick, pointing at the figure. He followed my direction, and he saw it too. "Huh? Well, maybe that's another hiker. Dressed like that? And just standing there watching us?" We watched the person, and he or she watched us. A minute passed, then two, then five. Then the staring contest had grown uncomfortable and creepy. I grabbed Nick by the arm and said, "Let's go." He agreed, and we continued hiking. I kept throwing glances back at the shape, but it remained in place. It didn't follow. We hiked another half a mile or so, far enough that I figured that we were in the clear. Nick began to put up the tent while I got the fire started. Dusk was coming up quickly, and it would soon be dark. I wanted the fire to keep the darkness away. Nick wandered off to gather some wood, and I began to cook our dinner. He was only gone a few minutes before returning empty handed. I was ready to tease him about being lazy until I saw I saw the look on his face. I asked him what was going on and what was wrong, and he said, "Follow me." He led me down this narrow path through the trees. It opened up into a clearing, and from that place I could see 5 of those same dark figures standing on the hillside. Some were taller, and some looked almost child-sized, but they all wore black cloaks, and maybe they were wearing robes and black-brimmed hats. I asked Nick what was going on, who they were. He didn't have any answers, of course. How was he going to explain something unexplainable? We watched them for nearly 15 minutes, and all that time they didn't move from their position. They were there. They were like those guards at the Buckingham Palace, unmoving figures standing watch. Maybe we should have been more scared than we were, but we both came to the conclusion that we didn't have anything to fear. The figures never moved towards us and never showed any inclination towards harming us. We returned to our tent, talked about it. We talked about them. We wondered who or what they could be. pondered over their purpose. We ate dinner, and with every passing hour, we felt more and more relaxed and accepting of accepting of this admittedly bizarre situation. We never had a restful night's sleep. Oh, sorry, we even had a restful night's sleep. In the morning, we considered cutting our trip short, but ultimately decided to stay. Every evening, no matter where we were, we saw those black hat-wearing figures perched on the ridge. It got to the point where we expected to see them. Our vacation ended without further incident. We remained in our home. We returned in our home, our jobs, and our lives. We did not, however, share our experience with anyone, any of our friends or relatives. It just seemed a little too weird to talk about, and I wasn't sure anyone would believe us. I still wanted to know what it was we had seen or experienced. So one day I decided to search the internet for what we had seen, not really expecting to find anything. Imagine my surprise when I found out that we were far from the only people to have ever seen these. They were called the Dark Watchers, and sightings had been happening for hundreds of years. I guess the author John Steinbeck even wrote about them in one of his books. The consensus was that they were harmless, and that seemed to match with what we experienced. Some people claim it's just a trick of the light, or they say it's even just your own reflection shining back at you, but I don't buy that for a second. As for who or what they really are, no one really knows. I sure don't, but I know we saw them, and I know that they were real. There we go.
And yeah, it's correct. It wasn't a John Steinbeck novel, just a short story called Flight. He mentions the Dark Watchers.
Were they good guys or bad guys?
Bad guys.
They're bad guys?
Bad guys. Yeah, you're not supposed to interact with them. Then they become a bad guy.
Oh, so if you just look at them and they'll leave
Don't
you
watch
alone.
back. Yeah, don't interact. You can look back, but
Hey, how's it going? They get you.
talking about kids in the chat. Who's got kids? Who's got grandkids?
I got both.
Me too.
I got both.
Best part
All right.
of my life.
You guys, it's that time. I hate to do it, but I am exhausted. I just want to say thank you so much for
That's
joining.
been great, guys, and all these fabulous new people that came to see us tonight.
Absolutely.
Great.
If you guys have had an encounter and you'd like to come on the show, shoot me an email, thecryptidpodcast72@gmail.com. If you guys haven't, please consider subscribing to the channel. We truly appreciate it. Check out the GoFundMe for Josh and his family. You guys, thank you so much. Mags, you got anything?
I don't. I just want to thank all of you for coming, and especially sharing your love with Josh and Stacy and coming to hang out here with the two of us on a Saturday night, and enjoyed it thoroughly. We've had good discussion, good stories.
All right, everybody. So as Josh always says, for Mysteries Unknown, everybody stay prayed up. And as I always like to say, remember, you guys, a legend begins with a sighting. Have a great night. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'll see you next time.
I got a strange going on out here. Something just killed my dog.
Something killed your dog?